a Bluetooth speaker. I don't know if I need to use that. Cause I use I use a voice recorder that has a USB drive on it, so I do that.
Anyway, we're live now.
Hello there.
So
Lads and lasses and NB badasses.
So before we get started, do I just like put the mic on a table and then just speak into it that way?
Depends.
Basically, whichever, so long as it's consistent throughout. And that way you can edit the audio levels more evenly, and people won't have to adjust constantly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because people will forgive mediocre visuals. They are much more unforgiving about audio. And consistent audio levels, regardless, is going to really help.
Yeah, bad audio is much more noticeable and much more unforgivable than like bad visuals. And hello everyone, and welcome to the Alchemy Betches. Right now it's like me, Summerin and Geek with a he pronouns. Down at the bottom of my screen is Isaiah. Say hello, Isaiah.
How's it going, everybody?
Going all right. And over there is of course John Brockman. So welcome. And what we were just talking about is that I should actually link it into the chat so like people can check it out. I've
already added Zaya's channel to the list of YouTube stuff in the video description.
I only got one video up, so it's not enough. It's not a lot.
You got two. You had another one you put up there for your personal account from like 3 years ago. Socialism versus capitalism.
Yeah,
interesting conversation.
Did you watch that one?
I kind of listened to it because I noticed the visuals that you were recording from your phone and you were talking to someone else who claims that socialism killed 94 million people, and I was like, oh god, it's like
capitalism could kill billions by the time climate change is over with.
I think it's like I don't know what the annual death toll is, but like just from like medical costs, as it were, or people who cannot afford medical costs. By the way, John, don't forget to like get the patrons list.
Oh, it's already up,
so we can think. Okay, then now you're waiting a good chance for me to like just stop talking so we can thank our patrons. It's like 500,000 or 50,000 people just from like medical costs and other things that capitalism kills. Like we could produce we could produce like generic drugs to help cure AIDS, like in like other places, like in the poor countries or developing countries, but we don't because it's not possible for the manufacturers to do that. But I'll pause now and let us thank our patrons.
Apparently, there's a conspiracy running around, a conspiracy theory running around that Joe Biden is at Castle Rock Studios and not at the White House. I don't know why that's a big deal to some people.
Okay, he's doing TV stuff, I guess.
In any event, our patrons. Our patterns. We have Yemi Yay.
Thank you, Gamey Gay.
And Yuli.
Thank you, Yuli, who's not here and not feeling well.
And Marty. I'm going to sneeze soon enough. Just a warning. There we go.
Bless you.
I always hate that moment where it's just before I sneeze. I know this is coming. Sometimes it does come. But thank you, Marty.
I have to ask Serena Geek a question. Why doesn't Como talk about the fact that Jeff Bezos could house literally every homeless person if he wants to?
After we finish thanking the patrons.
Yes.
First up, Ellie.
Okay. Thank you, Ellie.
And you.
Thank you, you.
And Mylin.
Thank you, Mylin.
And a couple of fuckboys.
Thank you, fuckboys.
And Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
And finally, Von Rack.
Thank you all for making this all possible. So combo therapy. It's definitely true. Jeff Bezos has the resources. Well,
in fact, nobody would have to do anything because there are more empty homes than there are homeless people.
Yes.
This is.
That's right. Just go ahead, Isaiah.
No, it's like they did that in Salt Lake City one time. They housed all the homeless people in like these little like houses, and I'm like, they're
something they did
Mormons, and the
recently.
Mormons can do this better than anyone else could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And Jeff Bezos, Lex Luthor, is now actually stepped down from. We probably already mentioned this before, but yeah, he's stepped down from his roles in Amazon. Someone else is taking over Amazon, but he's now like a chairman, as it were. So it's kind of like just like Bill Gates, where Bill Gates is still part of Microsoft, but not the leader role in daily. And now both. Just like Bill Gates, honestly, Jeff Bezos is working on like robotics to be able to like and space stuff and be able to fly away because guillotines require gravity to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Utah, they solved their homelessness problem by just giving people homes. Hey, Yoey.
Hey, Yoey.
But of course, because we live in a capitalist nightmare, they stopped funding it, and their homeless rate spiked.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me of a article I read on my Twitch stream like in December about like a Las Vegas Food Not Bombs and the Sidewalk Project that raised $16,000 to be able to build homes for the homeless people there. Build 26 homes, just simple, like almost one room, like a bed, and but it's a house, it's enclosed, so it like houses them and has what you basic needs. They also set up a community garden as well and had a dumpster, and like so the 26 homes to house homeless people. And the state destroyed them after like 2 months or so because the garbage was piling up. Oh, there's like assault too as well, but like the assaults happen all the time in like all major cities, and they knew the garbage was piling up. They refused to pick it up to give an excuse to destroy the 26 homes, and so we're. Hey, Joey,
what's up?
Nothing much. Just here chilling, hanging out.
Okay, so let's see. This past week, Dolly Parton and Bruce Springsteen officially announced themselves class traitors with their participation in the Super Bowl advertising and stuff. Dolly Parton changed the lyrics from 9 to 5 to be pro-capitalist. Instead of instead of the chorus had been working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by, it's all taken and no giving. She changed that barely getting by, it's all taken and no giving. To let's see if I want to get the exact words. God damn it. I'm not going to turn off my ad blocker.
Those things are getting
working
more now.
9 to 5, you've got a passion and a vision, cause it's hustling time, a whole new way to make a living.
Oh, hell no.
Gonna change your life, do something that gives it meaning with a website that is worthy of your dreaming.
We'll still pay attention to some of these people. Like they can't still be relevant today.
Dolly Parton used to be so amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere, genuinely celebrated and worked on behalf of the working class. And 9 to 5 was written for an excellent feminist working class movie of the same name, in which three women being gaslighted and abused and sexually harassed by an asshole. At first they sort of hate each other because they've been gaslit to hate each other, but then one day they've all had enough. They separately just duck out of work early, end up at a bar, they get drunk together, they go back to one of their apartments and smoke a joint, and they hatch a plot to unionize their workforce that, among other things, involves kidnapping their boss. It's just a wonderful, wonderful movie. 1980, before Reagan destroyed the unions. And then she goes and does this bullshit.
Yeah, that's like total sellout right there.
Okay, first when I agreed. It's like as class trader, I was like, wait a minute, did Dolly Parton do something to sell out her capitalist class? No, sell to working class. It's like,
yeah, no, she you either die a working class hero or live long enough to see yourself become a petty bouge villain. Meanwhile, the boss participated in an ad for Jeep that said, "Hey, I think we can all get together, find a middle ground between the Klan and the neo-Nazis." Right? I mean,
let's try to find just a little bit of genocide.
Yeah. Maybe we kill the Jews, but we just export the Negroes. How about that, right?
What if we just continue separating the families, but you guys get a living wage?
By you guys, we mean white people. I mean, they celebrated middle of the lower 48, right? And they sat there in the middle of like a white nationalist church, and they said, "Let's find a middle ground." And like, fuck you. I mean, you're sitting there in a town where they call black people Earl. Because that's the name of the only black guy that lives within 100 miles of that fucking town.
Why do they call us boy? Why was that?
What's that?
They would call us boy, the racist back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I mean, that's why cowboys are called cowboys. Is because so many cattle hands and ranch workers were black.
Oh. I don't know about the origins of like a boy used as a racist derogatory against like black people as war. I have to look that up specifically. I did learn about like fried chicken because it used to be known as like a really, really cheap food, and like who can afford to only eat that really, really cheap food, as it were. The watermelon things, I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
Probably the same thing.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, watermelon would definitely be something that would be pretty strictly for slaves, right? Because isn't it one of those weird fruits that's indigenous to North America?
Probably.
I don't know where it's indigenous.
Or do they even have watermelon in Africa? I don't think so.
No idea. But it is very definitely
here in North America. It just grew, like it grew everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Watermelon is originally domesticated in Africa, according to Wikipedia.
But it just grew here. I know that.
Oh yeah, a lot of African transplants thrived here. Kudzu in the south was used to stabilize railroad beds. Because it just grew fast and it sent down deep roots and utterly destroyed the native landscape.
Shit, these days we've got all kinds of stuff in the United States that we never had before. Fucking anacondas and the Everglades and shit.
And white people, black people.
Well, if it weren't for the white people, we wouldn't have anacondas in the Everglades.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Because that wasn't indigenous people bringing anacondas up here for pets.
And also armadillos outside of the deserts there.
Oh, yeah. Those are cute
animals,
they have
though. Capybaras walking around down there, too?
Should we also blame Jennifer Lopez for that awesome Anaconda movie, though?
That was a good movie, though. That was a good
That's what
movie.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that was entertaining. I actually don't remember. I don't think I've ever watched it. I've like seen it reviewed a couple of times. John Voight, Ice Cube.
Ice Cube too.
Mm-hmm.
John Voight's an idiot.
And his children have severed all ties with him, suggesting that it's something.
Yeah, hasn't he been one for a while, though?
Probably for a long time, yeah.
The only movie that I can really watch him in and have fun now is what's the name of the one with the kids? Holes.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
You haven't seen Holes? That's fun. That's a really fun movie.
And also, let's see, I'm trying to remember one of the many YouTube people I follow, did an excellent analysis of it as, just one of the few honest depictions of the carceral system.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's all about, it's just abuse and profit and nothing else, essentially.
Which is essentially what it is. I mean, it was already questionable way the fuck back like 25 fucking years ago for a really short period of time, I was a prison chaplain. My dad had been a prison chaplain for like a few decades. My dad was also an ex-con, so that was fun. He had to get special permission to go inside of federal penitentiaries and be a prison chaplain and do the work that it took to be a prison chaplain while being an ex-con with a felonious record. So he had to get like special permissions all over the place and all kinds of stuff just to go in. Because apparently they're so like worried about it, you know. If you're an ex-con, you might go in there and start trouble. Why though? That's the thing that always got me. Like, why would anybody do that? Why would an ex-con, felonious ex-con, go back into a prison to start trouble?
Because you're evil by nature and you can't be trusted.
I think that's what they really think. Like, they really think that shit. That there are people who are just, I don't know, apparently that ignorant or make bad life choices that, you know, that much that, you know what I'm going to do today.
Riot!
I think I'm going to, having gotten out of prison, go back into prison and commit a crime.
You know what'll be fun today?
Let's see if I can get away with it this time. I've been informed a while ago that today marks the beginning of Arrow Awareness Week. So I'm going to post a link to Arrow Respect.
Aromantic. Okay, I was like, what, the TV show?
No. Arrow Romantic, yes. It's people that it's like don't have romantic attraction.
Ace and Arrow, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there, go to that website instead of asking like Arrow people about like any random questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it starts today.
That's what I've been told. Yes, I think that's the thing.
And he linked to Aerospace Week.
Cool.
Aerospec Week. Sorry, Isaiah, I'm just fucking with you there. But yeah, it goes from the 21st to the 27th, according to the website.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so moving from the sad news of Dolly and Bruce, we have the wonderful, fantastic, phenomenal, joysome-bringing news that Rush Limbaugh has died.
Joe, you informed me on Twitter about Facebook. You are not on Twitter. It happened on Random Act of Kindness Day.
I know, right? Isn't that awesome?
Maybe there is a god.
Right? There is one, and he's got a pair of tweezers. After everything they've already been through, let's just do this one.
So 2021 is shaping up to be better than 2020.
I mean, there's still several things happen because, like, it's only 6 months ago that we had wildfires in California to produce red skies across like California,
and you know who was fighting those wildfires?
Not gender reveal parties.
No, enslaved prison workers.
Oh, that's right. Back to like the Carl Solstice and that we're
about fucking Jewish space lasers.
Oh yeah, the Jewish space lasers cost it. That's right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I mean, Jewish people do have space lasers because that'd be kind of awesome. I don't think we need it. I don't think Space Force needs it, honestly. I don't know if Space Force will like accept the Jewish space laser. Who knows? And hi, Joe. But it's just
why is it Jewish space lasers?
Because the Nazis are deeply anti-Semitic.
Yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene is deeply anti-Semitic. Yeah,
she believed. Yeah. And let's see, 56 years ago today.
Jealous. They're not rich as her. They're not rich as some Jewish people. They're just jealous, honestly.
It's deeply.
The hatred goes way, way back, and it's more than just money. It's
true. Yeah. Well, and it's really just a brainwashing thing. These people have, it's not like they're critically thinking this through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always useful to the people in power to have a scapegoat to turn people's anger against, so that they don't.
And if you're critically thinking, if you really honestly think that there's a some weird little group cabal of Jewish people that are super rich and controlling the world. Why would you get them angry?
And that's a good point. Then, so that good news: the cancer is in full remission for Rush Limbaugh. From Rush Limbaugh. From Rush Limbaugh. The cancer is free from Rush Limbaugh. Yes.
Which actually ties in neatly to the third of the memes. Oh no, that's a different set of a different meme. I have this one. I'd have to find the other meme. Another meme floating around is Rush Limbaugh saying, talking about COVID. I can breathe easily because I'm a good and moral person. To which, you have Michael Jordan sitting in the chair saying, well, and I took that personally with the subtitle cancer. 56 years ago today, Malcolm X, otherwise known as Al-Hajj Malik al-Shabazz, was assassinated by members of the Nation of Islam. The NYPD and FBI were shown to have had a part to play in his murder.
Yep. Got research more about Malcolm X. I know tangentially a few things as it were, but I don't know enough. I did like one thing that he said in kind of matching with what MLK said about the white moderates as it were. It's that they're kind of like the fox. The fox in the woods is the fox are different than the coyotes or the wolves. The wolves, they know that they will eat you and stuff like that. But the fox has a smile on his face. He tries to be friendly as it were, and that's what the white moderates are. They are like the foxes as opposed to the wolves at the KKK.
So I'm actually writing a script while I'm attending the video on my next. So after Switzer 111, I wrote one about the Mir space station where there was a fire and a collision with that one. Mm-hmm. And now I'm writing the script on the death of Christina Grimmie. So that's the YouTube star that died by an obsessive fan. So I'm doing that. So
okay, that'll be interesting.
Also, this day in history, Dolly Parton cements her crossover success as 9 to 5 hits #1.
Yeah, well, fuck her now.
Fuck her now, yeah. And we didn't cover Bruce Springsteen and how he's a class traitor, but it's I can imagine it's like he's rich now.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so they say that power corrupts. Now, I
Capitalism
disagree
corrupts.
In the sense that I think that power attracts the corruptible.
I agree.
I think it attracts the corrupt in first place. If you want power, you want to use it for...
and the corruptible. Because if you stick to your principles, you're not going to sell out in your old age. You have cemented by the time you get to your old age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like brain-wise in your opinions. You don't yes, it's true that there is a tendency for the human brain to become more conservative as time goes on. But you don't go from a fucking commie to a fucking capitalist sellout. Mm-hmm. You had to start somewhere a lot closer to capitalist if you're going to end up a capitalist sellout. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think her leftism was ever as strong, as that movie made it seem and some of the songs made it seem.
But are most celebrities though are not really big socialists anyway? They just say it because for fan service. I mean, there was a whole thing with Britney Spears a couple of years ago saying that she was kind of a socialist.
That's definitely a
I don't know
big
if that's
factor.
true.
Definitely
but
a big factor.
I mean, because once you have the money and the power, it's like
at the moment, Britney Spears has neither the money nor the power. But I think it comes down to a lot of people just don't understand what the hell socialism is and what they actually are as progressive liberals.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also something that there's some people who say, but I hate capitalism and I'm a liberal. I actually have never met these people as well, because anyone that is a raging anti-capitalist, they know they're not liberals, at least the ones I interact with. But that's something that Leon Thomas mentioned in his
I wouldn't say I'm a raving anti-capitalist. I just see that there's a lot of things that I don't like.
Isaiah, if you spend enough time with us, maybe you will be a raging anti-capitalist, but we're probably going to corrupt you to be a capitalist. You hang out with a bunch of anarchists and commies.
Well, I'm just raging, and then in a separate category, I have my anti-capitalism.
I just don't like capitalists for a lot of reasons. I think it needs to we need to phase it out to something else, and we just keep, I just think it's time to just move on to something else, something.
Yeah.
For my side hustle, I was thinking about becoming a terrorist for fun and profit. I just don't know how. Do you think I could crowdfund that? Get set up a Patreon?
It's the profit part that you're going to have an issue with.
If I knock over Amazon Prime trucks, I could probably do okay.
Like, it's not that difficult to become a terrorist, I would imagine. But I'm thinking the profit part might be an issue. You might have fun, though. I have to imagine that if you have gotten to that point in your life that you're just like seriously going, fuck it, I'm gonna just
I'm thinking about doing a Vin Diesel style thing, start buying up stupid fast cars, and then with my mechanic and quarter-mile racing friends, I'll start robbing trucks of their high-end DVD players.
Well, that should fund your
even at the time the Fast and the Furious came out, DVD players were not the way to go.
Hey, Phoenix.
You know what really sucks is I was thinking the other day, because I was, I've been watching a bunch of like Netflix and Hulu and stuff, right? Like most people have for the last year or so.
Yeah.
So I've been watching like a lot of series and stuff and things that I wouldn't normally watch. So I drove myself like practically insane with anger, and yet got stuck in the fucking series. So I had to watch it. You ever do that? Like, you hate the series, but you have to watch it like you hate watching now?
Yes,
okay, I did that to myself with Blue Bloods. Oh my God! It is so infuriating.
I think that's what Steve Scheid did to like Titans. He hates it, but he has to like finish watching the second season. And he did a video about that. And then even at the end of the video, after everything he said about how he hates how grim and dark.
Why are you watching Propaganda, Yoey? Come on.
I know, right? I know, right?
I had to Google it because I was confusing it with Bridgerton.
I gotta run, guys. But have you guys seen the TV show SWAT, the new one?
No, I don't think I'd be interested.
Yeah. Well, they do like. I feel like cop shows now, like, you do try to figure out why people commit crime, as opposed to like back in the day when it was like Law and Order, where it was just book them and shoot them or whatever. I don't know. I think a lot of cops get taken advantage of by the public a lot, because I feel the way I see it, the way that whole thin blue line shit is, it's like, if you say that the cops are the barrier between anarchy and civilization, you do realize that
they are.
And civilization is in the same realm, right? They're not different universes separated by some other dimension.
Right. Yeah, well, I see being a cop is a lot like being a preacher, priest, minister. It's a trap baited with your own good intentions.
Right.
You want to go in and help the community, and you've been told your entire life this is a good way to help the community. And then it turns out you're just maintaining the power structure and protecting pedophiles.
Oh, my son wanted to be a police officer when he was a kid. I mean, my kid, he wanted to be a police officer, and it had to do with he was attracted to the shield part of the job, and there's a difference. There's people who are attracted to the shield, and there are people who are attracted to the weapon. Those are two distinctly separate categories of human beings.
Well, yeah. Okay, later, Isaiah.
Bye,
Isaiah.
Hi, Joey. Hopefully next Sunday I can stay the whole time.
All right. Talk into the microphone.
So talking to the microphone?
Yes, not.
Yes.
not away from and underneath a table, away from the microphone.
Okay.
Later.
Bye, Zai.
Yep. See you later.
Yeah. And don't forget that Isaiah's YouTube channel, Sinister Intelligence, is down and below in the description, and you can watch his first video after 3 years of the crisis of the Swiss Air Flight 111.
And Sinister means left. That's where he was going with that.
Oh, I didn't mind the Sinister. Yeah, I was kind of curious about that, but it's like, are we Sinister?
Dextra,
I guess we are.
Sinistra.
Oh.
So ambidextrous means you have 2 right hands. Ambisinistrous would mean you had 2 left hands.
Oh my god, the right centrism of the ambidextrous thing. I didn't notice that. I just thought it meant you can use both hands.
It does mean you can use both hands because you have 2 right hands. As in, your right hand is your able hand, and your left hand is usually your weaker and less capable hand. And therefore, if you're ambidextrous, you have effectively 2 right hands. You can use them both well.
Oh my god, the oppression against left-hand people.
And that's where Sinister got its sinister connotations because of whatchamastuff, the superstition about left-handed people being evil or possessed by the devil or something.
Man,
this has to be a white people thing.
It's an
old world thing.
It's got to be it's human superstition. If we don't know why, we will make shit up. We still do it to this day.
Yep. And yeah, it's not. I shouldn't say it's an old world thing. I mean, I don't know if there's anything like that for first world people here in the New World. But I mean, you get bullshit, nonsense, superstitious beliefs everywhere.
Yeah, there was nothing like left-handed being weird in any indigenous tribe I've ever heard about, but there was other shit that's weird. So if you're if you're one of the members of say Hopi, I think it's the Hopi
in Arizona, yeah.
If you are Dene or Hopi, you can't even look at an owl, because the superstition is, even if you see a picture of one of your relatives could die. You can't even look at one, let alone hear one, especially in the day. They are so superstitious about owls. It's just, I used to have in my dorm room, I had pictures up on the walls there was a couple of owl pictures because I had, it was more natural stuff that I had up on the walls, like a really cool tree, things like that. And so I had a couple of pictures of owls that I thought were really, really cool. One friend of mine never came into our dorm room, ever. When I asked her why, she said, it's because you've got pictures of owls. I can't even be in the room because I can't look at your walls. And I was like, are you serious? They're pictures, though. Photographs. They're not actual owls. She's like, it doesn't matter. That's the culture. That's the tradition.
I mean, the owls kind of yeah. I mean, owls stare at me, but I
don't know how the fuck you get through life without seeing an owl. Even back in the day, because owls are everywhere in North America. If you spend any time outside, taking a hike, taking a walk, whatever, you're gonna see an owl sooner or later. I mean, or at least hear one hoot.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that's just not being able to see an owl.
Yeah, no, the Dene also believe in witches, and I know that's also a common problem with Maori people, some South Pacific group. That are convinced that women who are menstruating are, monstrously, dirty and evil, and they believe in witches, and they murder the shit out of them. You get all sorts of weird crap.
See, where I come from, it's said that women on their periods, if they pay attention to where their own spirit is, if their spirit is in a healing place, just the touch of a woman who is menstruating, who is in a healing place, can heal anything. Like, that's a cultural belief up where I come from. That's from my tribe. Like, there's all kinds of weird superstitions that human beings have had. All kinds of them. Just weird fucking shit where you're just like sitting there going, okay, you know that study that they did on where they did the they had been trying to train this pigeon just to see what would happen with a pigeon. They allowed,
oh, you're talking about the Skinner
like,
boxes,
just chaotic, where they dropped a little treat, and one pigeon, he had just turned his head to the left, and then a treat dropped, and he thought it was because he turned his head to the left, so he kept turning his head to the left and getting a treat, and he just figured it's because he turned his head to the left.
Yes, B.F.
Like,
Skinner.
he got convinced of it.
Yeah, it wasn't just that. He did that with a whole group of pigeons in a Skinner box, aka an operant conditioning chamber. And they all developed random superstitions. The treats were dropped at just random intervals, and that's how they did it.
Like, that's us, only we've never been cognizant enough previously to actually understand that that's what we were doing. And mostly it's because we had not formally set, I think it's because we had not at that point formally set a series of rules and regulations to separate out our scholars from our spiritualists. Because at one time they were one and the same.
Yeah.
Your thinkers were also your clergy.
Because they were the only ones who really had the free time for that shit.
Right. Well, and also because people notice when your kid is really fucking smart. Your kid is figuring all kinds of shit out. Whoa, look at how fast. I didn't even have to explain it. And, she just got it. She just got it that fast. I didn't even have to explain it. That's really, really smart. She must know things. There must be spirits talking to her from the other side to tell her these things, because how else would she know? And then all of a sudden, boom, you're like, okay, my kid's special. My kid's got to be trained up special. And then your kid becomes what's called what we would call nowadays like a clergy person. But back then,
a shaman, an elder.
Yeah. Like, that's your scholars. Those are the smart folks. They're the ones you end up putting in charge, because like, you figure out pretty quick when people are smarter than you or do something better than you do. And you figure out pretty quick as a people.
No, I've never encountered anyone like that.
You can figure out pretty quick, though, that your whole people do better if you put the smart ones in charge. If they're good at that, you put that one in charge, and this one's good at another thing, and you put that one in charge of that. And so then you've got, your political leaders, your spiritual leaders, and then what do you do with scholars? Well, up until recently, those were the same as everything else. You just filed them into those categories. You didn't separate them out. Once we separated out scholars and actually started to do scientific study, putting up rules and regulations that everybody's going to follow these steps of rules, so that we get the same methods every time we try this experiment, and that person tries it and this person tries it, and then 15 other people try it, and if everybody comes up with the same results, we're going to call it consensus. And once we started organizing that, everything started changing for human beings. All of a sudden, you've got kids,
I think the real thing
literally
was
Google to see if their parents are right.
I think the real thing was not necessarily, that systematization. It was the communication and the ability to keep records. Once it became cheap to write things down and to store information across generations, rather than rely on just transmission from one person to another.
That's definitely a big factor.
I mean, that's why the scientific revolution happened after the printing press. Because all of a sudden, people were talking to each other. Instead of just being one person trapped alone with their own beliefs and misconceptions, they're able to talk to each other and argue with each other, to disagree with each other, and to fact check each other. I mean that's a big part of the systematization, was, you know, checking to see if the other person was actually right about their shit. But being able to talk, to communicate, just across long distances and across time, really did it. And that's also why the information explosion also destroyed the monopoly of the Catholic Church. Because people were checking on their bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Martin Luther actually read the whole thing, put up this little paper on like on the front of the churches.
Well, that's definitely how things went in Europe. I was just kind of talking more globally as in human beings.
Oh yeah,
true. Yeah, true.
Because you know the patterns, everything that happened in Europe, that's not how things were going in like every place else. So like Lakota, for example, if you take indigenous people, not just Lakota, I don't want to center on just Lakota, but just indigenous people of North America. You've got a modern day science that is coming back to indigenous people to start talking about, okay, so you guys do actually know some things. The fires were not raging out of control when indigenous people were in charge, even when there were droughts, even when there were long periods of droughts. We're digging down in the soil and we're finding out not only did we have these strange patterns before, but there were certain things that humans must have been doing to mitigate some of these patterns. And they're finding out that, in fact, the indigenous people going through and clearing underbrush, using those for their fires instead of chopping down trees, drying them out, splitting them and stacking them. You go into the forest, you take the old wood, you take the ladder wood off of the pine trees. So, like, ladder wood gets its name because in a pine forest, in a coniferous forest, you have these tiny dried branches that are on the side of the tree but way down low. Okay, ladder wood didn't exist in North America when Europeans first arrived. Not because it wasn't being produced by the trees, but because that's what you use for your fires. You walk along through the forest and you take that wood. It's literally just free wood, all dried out, ready to burn. Like,
not only that, but
you don't have to split it, nothing.
Yeah, the indigenous people routinely went through and burned the landscape as a way to actively manage to produce a much more, it was, how to put this, better for people to live in. They were actively managing the landscape in order to be more productive.
It was like a giant garden.
They were planting and cultivating nut-bearing trees, fruit-bearing plants.
When the first Europeans arrive, they look at everything and they see that there are not a bunch of plows behind horses making giant furrows in the ground. And so their assumption is indigenous people are not using the land that they're living on. Not realizing, looking around, look, there's berries you can eat everywhere. How do you think that happens? You think bears did that? Do you think bears did that?
Hey,
like,
don't
you can literally
walk
from New York to California and never go hungry if you know all the plants and herbs between you and there. Never go hungry.
Yeah, the people on the coast were also working, at least experimenting with aquaculture. Not just experimenting, and not just on the coast, but anywhere there were waterways. People were deliberately setting things up to make fish and shellfish more readily available to eat. I mean, the entire landscape was heavily managed by the people living there. It was just managed in a way that was different from the way the landscape was managed in Europe.
Right. And so, like, now that you've got modern scientists going back to indigenous people going, how did you guys manage it? What do you have left of your cultures? What do you have left of your teachings? We're finding out just how accurate oral history can actually be. Science was handed down generation after generation after generation by word of mouth. just by training up your next generation of kids who can go out there and love going out there and love observing what's happening in the wild. Because just like you have kids who love that now, kids who are fascinated by herpetology, for example, you know, they're going to grow up someday to become a herpetologist, but you can see it when they're teeny. They're already fascinated by frogs and lizards and snakes, and they know all about them. And it's
just like the child, Yoda, baby Yoda.
Yeah, there's that too. He's probably got a good handle on the different flavors. Like, some herpetologists get really into their work. But I mean, there had to be people like that back in the day too, because I mean, we're just not different. We're not different. It wasn't that long ago.
Sure.
Like, we have not been quote unquote civilized for long enough to actually change our fundamental genetics. We are the people now that existed 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 years ago. We are those people. We had Stephen Hawking's back then. We had, you know, Steve Irwin's back then. We had people who were literally like, just, you know what? Fuck y'all. I don't even like humans anymore. I'm just going out here into the bush and I'm going to touch me some poisonous snakes.
Venomous.
I talk to the trees, but they don't listen.
There had to be people like that, and I'm sure that that's exactly what we did back in those days. Is just, well, just give them license to do what they want to do anyway.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Just go like, and it's fun. Also for some of those people who don't figure out until like they're 20. Maybe it's because of the system. It's like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, but is that profitable for you to do this? Would you be able to pay rent doing that? I don't know. I mean,
fuck the system. I'm going through the thing.
I mean, even if someone wants to be a full-time dreamer, I think they should be allowed to do that, as long as like everyone's basic needs are met.
See, that's the cool thing. I really think it would have been, you know, I think it's one of those things that if we could bring it forward and somehow figure out how we can like install that particular value in modern humans, is there's an old Lakota, just a feeling, a general philosophy that you have that our culture got based on, which is that the person's going to pop out however they're going to pop out. Like, they're just going to be the person that they already are. They're not popping out blank slates. They're popping out with tendencies, with skills, with weaknesses, with, you know, flaws that they can't draw. They just can't draw. But God damn it, look at them in mathematics. And so as the
one thing I want to push out back against, from what I know of pregnancy and childbirth, it's not so much popping out as clawing their way free.
Hell yeah, there's that. I don't know, you know, one of the doctors had to actually catch my kid. Apparently I pushed that hard. He went flying. He had to actually catch him.
Oh god,
baby cannon
from like now the scene from like Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, it comes to mind. Just like that was a silly movie.
The one where he's coming out the back of the rhinoceros.
Man, it gets hot to these rhinos.
It's the miracle of birth. Anyways, if you notice that your kid already has these tendencies, that this is their interest, you support them. That's all. That's it.
You change them.
And whatever they grow up to do, you figure out how they're going to fit in society.
I say, son, my child is my property. I will do with him as I please. He will be the man I want him to be, and he is a he. Okay? Do you understand me? He is a he. He has a penis. That's the way it is.
I think that is actually one of the things that Abrahamism has really fucked up the world, is how modern human beings, especially in places like the United States and Europe, treat children. I think it really, really fucked that up, because kids are not treated like they're the tiny future citizens that they are.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily Abrahamism. Like, I think the Abrahamic faiths, well, they're like any religion, they're perfectly mutable. I do think that is an industrial thing. Because
whoever put the idea that that the parents own children, the ownership of children, that we can do whatever we want, that's my kid. You can't tell me how to raise my kid.
That's how they defend. That's how they defend like striking a kid like with spanking and so forth. And I was spanked, but like it's just like, oh, I came out fine.
Yeah, no, you didn't. If you say that, I came out fine. Yeah, that's literally survivor's bias, dude.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
Like, we now have names for those things. We had to make names because we saw it was a pattern in people's faulty thinking.
And the myth of the Victoria thing of children should be seen, not heard. It's just like, oh god, and that's the thing that's my brother and their partner.
I think that ruins people.
Yeah, I agree. It does. I mean, that's why it's like my brother and their partner. They refer to like my nieces and nephews as the mini humans. And it's like, oh, I like that. Oh my god,
they look so real.
Now, my brother's first son, they called him, with at least him right now. That's no, they might be at the age where they know their gender and so on. But like they called him the tardigrade when they were just like in a siblings in law belly. So it's like because life has a water bear. That's a nickname thing. So do we have Fishy Fashy today?
We do.
And Julie is
look at that. Up. Julie showed up just in time for there to be enough people to make it worthwhile to play Fishy Fashy.
Hi.
Hello.
We knew it. Bring Joey on, and that will entice Julie to come on.
I didn't know Joey was here, but I'm happy.
And yell at Mylan for us
sound
to
like
say thank you.
Because I'm
You're tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You do sound tired. Oh, and there's Tom.
And who's just joined us as well.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Tom.
It wasn't me that said hi.
Hi, it was Joey.
That's okay. I'm mistaken for other people all the time. No, I'm not. Actually.
It could have been worse. You've been mistaken for me.
I have actually been mistaken for my brother, and my brother for me.
I came in. I was. Hi, Julie. Can you?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Because I came in. I had some other stuff I had to do before the bathroom.
Well, hi, motherfuckers in the chat.
Yes, it's the J Gang and Tom.
I came in when you were talking about things coming out of the back of rhinos. Wait.
Yes, that came up. Yes, we did mention that. So you were not hearing things. Yes, that was accurate. Okay. That's our show. When things come back out of rhinos.
What? Rhinos? Yeah. What?
Ace Ventura 2, where he's climbing at the back end of a fake rhino.
Okay. I haven't seen the second one. The first one was too transphobic for me.
It was. Yes.
Jim Carrey
I like the
taken
movie,
out of context.
Because Joey said that like they had like the doctor had to catch one of their kids as they were coming out, and I was like, oh yeah, just like Ace Ventura, where Ace Ventura just like pushes down on a pregnant woman's belly, and the kid shot out the end. Someone did catch the kid. So
where did the rhino come in?
It was also in that movie.
The same movie.
Okay, I was wondering because I thought babies came from women.
There's a scene in the movie where he's staking out this guy in an animatronic rhinoceros in the middle of an African savanna, and his little air conditioning unit in his animatronic rhino goes out, and he can't get the hatch open, so he get out. So he's stuck in this animatronic rhinoceros
and
in the
has to climb
African
out the
savannah
ass.
in the sunshine. So he starts panicking because he's dying in there of heat. And he sees the air hole, which is the asshole of the animatronic rhino. And he decides, I'm going through it. And there's like a whole truckload of American tourists going by right at the time he decides to come out of the rhino. And so it looks like the rhino's giving birth, and there's like some, Karen white mom standing there with her little kid going, "Oh, it's a miracle birth!"
Yes.
Except that he had a lot of trouble climbing out the rhino's ass, and the way birth works for every non-human animal, it's usually boom, 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 baby.
And then and what falls out of the ass of this animatronic rhino for the tourists is a naked white dude.
It is Jim Carrey.
White devil.
I like my image better. I'm not sure. Naked Jim Carrey is the. Anyway.
It's one of my favorite fucking scenes in any movie.
Yeah, it was a really funny scene. Do we fishy?
We do have fishy.
We have it as it were.
What is as it were count?
That's Jonathan's verbal tick.
Yeah.
Pausing at the end of sentence to say "as it were."
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of or things like that, or
Mine is I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I write, I say I mean at the beginning of sentences.
And all of that or something like that. Anyway.
And
all
stuff
right.
like that. You say that a lot.
Yes,
also.
that one I do say a lot.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Yes, fishy. Go ahead.
All right. So first up, we have Dinesh D'Souza.
Oh God.
Okay, so it sounds like everybody's familiar with Dinesh D'Souza.
Oh yeah.
He criticized AOC.
Extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he
criticized AOC for meddling in Texas. Told her to just get out of Texas. There was nothing she could do there.
Don't mess with Texas.
Then we have Lauren Boebert. Boebert. I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. One of the new QAnon Trumpistanis in Congress, I think. Saying that she thinks the presidency has too much power, that executive orders and so on should never be used.
Now she says.
Yes. Right. And then Matt Gaetz, the thumb with a wig. Who is railing against Nancy Pelosi for appointing.
I'm okay with that.
But he's upset at her for appointing an unhinged partisan to lead a witch hunt against Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm.
I wish those people were treated like witches, to be honest.
Which kind of witches? The old one or the new?
The ones that get burned to death. Julie wants to murder Republicans.
Okay, I was thinking the Pratchett witches, in which case,
No, they're cool.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
They're cool witches.
I was confused, as it were.
The Pratchett witches would be communists. That's how in America we should treat communists.
I don't think Granny would be communist. No.
Granny doesn't
Granny
even trust
is not
herself
a nice
with
person.
power. And therefore she would, I think, be okay with no one having power or authority. I would think.
Except she wants to have the power of a witch, which is she likes being respected and feared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she knows that that's a bad thing in herself.
Yeah, and she has enough honor to... Sorry, Joey?
I said I like being respected and feared.
Well, I fear you. I don't know that I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to finish that. We'll not finish that.
All right.
Yeah, you better not.
So, Dinesh D'Souza criticizing AOC, Lauren Biebert criticizing the presidency, and Rep. Gates criticizing Pelosi. Which one do you think?
What? I did not understand the last one. What, the name?
Matt Gaetz criticizing Pelosi. Matt Gaetz is,
that is
the guy who looks like a thumb with a wig.
He's the congressman in the United States. I think he's one of the people who was at the rally on January 6th and incited that.
He's yet another conservative.
Isn't he the one who, like, he actually looks like a fucking Ken doll?
He has a very square head.
With the square head and the hair and like.
If you look on the stream, you should see.
He looks like a living Ken doll.
I'll go last to balance all, anyways. So go ahead.
Yes. If you look on the screen, you can now see a picture of Matt.
Oh my God, he does, and he's a Trumper Republican as well. Yeah, very much a Trumper Republican. Yeah, oh my God, he is a thumb with a toupee.
I know who that is.
Yep.
Well, I've seen that face.
Yes, he's the Florida representative.
Florida. It explains a lot. Is Florida man?
That's what Florida man votes for.
Yes.
He's yet another conservative who looks like an alien wearing an unconvincing human suit. All right, so Jonathan, which one do you think?
Jordan says, I'm going to be stupid and say all of them are real.
I'm going to go with the Matt Gaetz one because, that is an alien that's there. And damn it for our two-party system. So don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
All right. So you think Matt Gaetz is the fake. Yoey?
I think that the Boebert one might be fake.
Okay. And Yuli?
No, Tom first.
Yuli wants to go last.
All right, Tom.
Okay. First one. Again, I have no idea. I've actually looked up how much it might cost to buy a three-sided die, and I found that they do exist. They do exist, but they're they're $10-12, and I'm not sure that I care about this that much. So I just divide a six-sided die in half.
Oh yeah.
So
there is also a one-sided die out there.
I guess the Dinesh this is one.
Okay.
That's called
I'm
the
with
ball.
Tom. Is the only one I know actually. So I'm with Tom.
Okay.
Hey Von Rack, you made it just in time.
So let's start with Lauren Biebert. She said, the Constitution divides the different powers of the federal government among three separate branches. Our founding fathers established a system of checks and balances to prevent tyranny and uphold the rule of law. Someone needs to remind Biden he's no longer in the legislative branch. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly that. Oh my God.
Were you going to say it with my magical cadence there? But yeah, these people, now that they're no longer in power, are saying, no, you can't use power like that.
No, only Trump could use it that way.
Hey, Phoenix.
Like, that's literally how they're doing now.
I'm jealous about the flu.
Yeah, and most of what Biden's doing right now with executive orders is reversing Trump's executive orders. So it's like, it's like possibly
he's literally just undoing what Trump did.
Yeah,
in the same way that Trump did it.
Jonathan,
what
is that? The Pokemon hat?
Yes, it is.
Can you show us your Pokemon?
I'm starting to recognize that shit. Like 20 years after the thing existed.
Yeah.
No one asked anything, Von Rek. Stop shoving your sexual orientation in our faces.
I'm fine with people being gay, but I don't want to be shoved in my face all the time. We gotta think about the children.
I'm happy you're still gay.
And next up, we have Matt Gaetz, who, yes, he tweeted a picture. Pelosi taps an unhinged partisan to lead a witch hunt against Trump supporters. And then a quote from the individual. What they are really pissed off about, they are worried that they will lose their white power. It took the sheet off a bunch of people proclaiming themselves to be conservatives, and what they are racists. Lieutenant General Russell Honore's comments on conservatives in the military. He's not wrong.
No, it sounds actually pretty good for a military man.
And then you scroll down a little bit, you see somebody replying to Gates. If you fly this, the Confederate flag, this, the Nazi flag, or this, a Trump flag, you are not a patriot. You are a fascist pretending to be a patriot. Which, again, is not incorrect.
Or a Blue Lives Matter
patriots are fascist anyway, so.
Yeah, I agree, Tom. Or a Blue Lives Matter flag, too, or Thin Blue Line.
Thin Blue Line, yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that Dinesh D'Souza is the fake. Tom and Julie got this one right. Dinesh did not. Well, he might have attacked AOC, but in this tweet he did not. Instead, what he did was he defended Tom Cruise. Or not Tom Cruise, Ted Cruz.
For
a second, I was like, what did Tom Cruise do now?
I don't care if he goes
I mean, Tom Cruise is a cunt, so it works.
Yeah, I mean, they're both a couple of jackasses. I was like, how did I miss what Tom Cruise did?
I mean, I saw him that I mentioned podcast, which I enjoyed, but it's just like, what's Tom Cruise in the news doing recently? But we see the tweet done.
For a second, I'm like, well, what did the Scientologists do now?
And Dinesh D'Souza is proof that it is almost impossible to satirize these far right-wing dipshits, because what could Ted Cruz do if he were here in Texas? I'm hard-pressed to say. If he's in Cancun, that means he's not using up valuable resources of energy, food, and water that can be used by someone else. This is probably the best thing he can do for the state right now. His defense of Ted Cruz is that Ted Cruz is completely useless.
What? What?
Oh, he's not useless. His going to Cancun gave us a week's worth of great memes. I gotta say, it's amazing. Now
how hungry for leather can you be? That's bootlicker level.
Oh, okay.
2000. Not you, D'Souza.
I was wondering.
That's what he is, though, right? Like, because he's tokenized.
Oh, yeah.
He's tokenized.
He's a bootlicker. That's what I say.
Yeah, he's
like that's literally all he's about. That's his identity.
He tokenized himself, though, so I'm not sad for him.
Yeah, I'm not sad for him either. Fuck. I mean, he was an issue back when he was trying to get big on the debate circuit, debating atheists. Like, that was the first time.
Because he was off the circuit for a while because he was a felon. He was serving.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he was one of Trump's pardons.
Frauds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he. With all of the legalized bribery in campaign finance, he ended up going to prison. Even he did something so crooked.
He managed to do what Trump couldn't do, and he got caught doing what everyone does.
That the US isn't the most corrupt country in the world. Is the only reason is because you have legalized it.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Like lobbying, it exists only in your fucking country. Everywhere else, it's illegal because it's corruption.
Yeah. Like I don't even get how do you even make the argument without hearing yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you make the argument? Oh no, money is speech. They're just talking a lot when they give me a bunch of money. What? How does the argument come out of your mouth and you not hear it going by?
Citizens United. Corporations are people, friend.
Yep. They have more personhood than a woman.
Hey, vote with your dollar. Oh, people with more dollars have more votes. Fancy that.
Yeah.
That's democracy.
The funny thing, funny, I understand myself, is that a lot of people in your country actually believe that.
I know.
Yeah, they're called Republicans, and they're assholes.
No, not just Republicans.
They are moderate
lots
Democrats
of liberals too.
Yeah,
liberals are just, oh my God,
and they'll make excuses
the bullshit patriotism, and I don't get it. Anyways,
they do like make a lot of excuses for our system.
But they think America was once great,
right? In some fantastical made-up history that didn't actually exist.
All those liberals that were like, this is not my America, when Trump was, yes, it is. It has always been. Where have you been for the last 500 years?
Like, how do you think he got elected?
No, but I mean, slavery, anyone? I mean, genocide? Hello?
I'm done tomorrow.
Okay, I'm on a meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
I was wondering if that was one of Joey kids or if that was Mylin.
That's my
no, Miley doesn't have that voice.
My landlady for one day. She's
the new one.
She's selling the place. No, the old one.
Oh.
She's selling the place tomorrow. So
gotcha.
She wanted to tell me that she was knocking the ice that's on my roof off the roof one last time.
Okay.
So that was.
Thank you, madam.
I didn't hit the mute button when I could have.
It's okay. Don't worry.
I judge you.
Yes, I thought you would.
Shut up, John.
Well, I deserve a lot of judgment.
No, you don't.
I'm an asshole. Like that. Oh, you don't know me as well as you think you do.
Thomas secretly the South Bend shovel slinger.
Was once a great. No, it doesn't have proper cheese.
Yes, I saw that. Cheesy.
It was a good pun. It's about cheese, so I like it.
I don't think it's ever had proper cheese.
No.
Like, I think the only time that America might have had proper cheese was when it was actively brought over on a boat.
By French.
I don't know. Wisconsin has made some good cheddars.
By anybody over there. Because, I mean, we've done...
Tom showed me a picture of Wisconsin cheese. It's offensive, okay?
Yeah, you want to be offended, you should see our sliced cheese, the one that they put in the individual plastic wraps.
Those are the bad ones.
Like, it's not even cheese, like, it's like cheese stuff.
It's American cheese.
It's a cheese food.
Like, it's cheese-ish.
PM, yeah.
It's cheese adjacent.
No, but let the stuff rot in peace. It's supposed to be rotten. Okay?
Yeah, the commercially sold stuff is crap, but our commercially sold everything is crap. But Wisconsin does make some good bespoke cheeses.
Yeah. Well, the cheese that I gave you a picture of, that it's called Colby, and it's named after a little village in Wisconsin called Colby, where they first made it.
No,
and
but again, I eat it.
It's mild. It's mild, sort of cheddary.
Colby's a good cheese. I like Colby.
It's all right. It's all right, but it's. I did that especially because I've been to Colby and I've not been to Brie or Gouda or where the fuck you guys have cheeses.
You were trying to fascinate me. It didn't work.
I've been to those places. See, that's actually one of the things that I miss most about Europe. I miss the bread in Germany. I miss German bread specifically.
Oh, German bread is so good.
There's some forms of French bread that I really, really miss.
Please don't say baguette.
I miss Normandy's salt butter.
Oh,
my God.
Mylene made some for me.
It is
already.
The best fucking butter. It's the best.
So good, I know.
When you say fucking butter.
Dude, go ahead, use it for fucking. You will be happy.
No.
You'll even be fine with the flavor. Like, trust me.
We had this conversation before. Do not put stuff up your vagina.
You generally don't put food stuff up yourself.
Yeah.
Generally, yes. But as a lubricant.
No, but
there's no reason you couldn't use salt butter from Normandy.
Yeah, don't put salted butter anywhere, please.
Just in your mouth.
I'm putting it on my bread.
Yeah, no, I mean,
You can put stuff down yourself, but not up yourself. Okay.
I mean, yeah, salt is not
but
good.
I do miss French cheeses too. French have good cheeses. They really do. But I have to say that there are some other cheeses here and there from other countries that I miss, like Havarti. I love Havarti cheese. And Germans make this cheese. They say it's for kids. It's Butterkäse. It's like a soft
butter cheese.
Yeah, it's butter cheese is how it translates, but it's a super, super soft young cheese. And it's not really strong, but it's almost spreadable. It's so soft. And they say it's for kids because it's not a very strong tasting cheese, and it's always on the breakfast table for breakfast.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things I miss
most.
Germans' breakfasts are so good because between their bread and their cheese and the smoked meats, oh my god, oh, that's what I meant. Like, but I love food.
Keep it family friendly, Yoey.
On this show, no, this is family friendly depending on the family.
Yeah, when has this show been family friendly? Like, only if it's one of those, Pornhub family taboo friendly.
Ted Cruz style family friendly.
It doesn't make better anything, Miss Rail. Come on.
Oh my god, that guy's so gross. Like, I just hate that guy.
Who?
Ted Cruz.
Cruz.
And Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise too.
Just all the cruises.
Yeah, what is a good cruise?
Penelope Cruz is all right.
Oh, Penelope Cruz.
It's a very common, Hispanic nickname, or Latino nickname. Maybe both.
Not a nickname.
Not nickname, last name. There we go.
Surname. Yeah.
Okay, Mithril. What about Stilton?
Stilton is lame.
I like Stilton.
Yeah, but you don't know French blue cheese. That's
what about Gruyere?
It's
I'm
lame
just naming
too.
random cheeses now. I have no fucking clue.
It's Gruyere is Swiss. It's not French.
All right, I'm gonna look up the cheese shop sketch from Monty Python. That's
don't go there. Don't go there. I already thought of it and decided against it.
Maybe we are the Addams Family friendly. Yes.
Addams Family is the ideal family.
Yeah, there we go.
Cannot change my mind.
They're actually a really cool family. Like,
they love and support their children. They are enthusiastic about their interests, regardless. And exactly. Morticia and Gomez, fuck.
Yeah.
Right? They have
Don't torture yourself, Gomez. That's my job.
Cara mia.
And Wednesday is the ideal person, I think, all around for me.
Why do you dress up? Why do you dress up as if it's a funeral? Wait,
because it could be.
Right. Wednesday is cool.
I like that. I like that meme where it's just like it was from that play in the second movie of where they had the special effects for the blood and they sprayed the audience with blood and
everybody in the audience is just sitting there.
Oh, in the camp. Oh my god, that scene is so funny.
And then after when they're done, the entire audience is shocked, except for their family who are.
Yeah, the meme, the meme is just like
the blood spraying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so the top part is like, and Wednesday and the other kid on the stage, me has just becoming a leftist and shit posting meme, and the center is like the breastplate audience, the breastplate audience, like my family, friends, and everyone else with a shock face is like all my liberal co-workers and friends and all stuff like that. And then the family crowd is like my online anarchists and queer communist friends.
Yep.
And the other kid's name is Pugsley.
Yeah,
Pugsley. Yes.
I love that meme.
I don't like Pugsley, but.
The name or the character?
Boy, and I don't like boys.
Oh, okay.
The boys are smelly and stupid.
My older son was a baby. He was super, super, super pudgy. And I used to put some of my favorite shirts on him were these striped shirts. And this really good friend of mine used to call him Pugsley because I always put him in striped shirts and he was a pudgy little guy. So she always called him Pugsley.
Stripe horizontal shirts or vertical striped shirts?
Vertical striped shirts would have made him a melon, not a Pugsley.
Is it vertical stripes are what they put on umpires, isn't it?
Yes,
they have horizontal. They have vertical, right?
Yeah, they have vertical. The horizontal will make them look fatter.
That's not true.
It's optical illusions.
That's not actually true. I mean.
Anyway, so Julie, Tom, what have you been up to this past week?
Nothing.
That's okay.
I didn't make a shit ton of cakes, so I've been eating cakes way more than I should have.
I've been wanting to do what Julie's been doing all week, but I've just been doing the other thing, the nothing thing. Actually, I've been unpacking very slowly but surely. I'm unpacking. I got these boxes behind me. Some of them are empty, and they didn't used to was. So,
is your new landlord going to make you move out?
I haven't heard. I have heard nothing at all from the new landlord, so I have no idea. I would imagine not. I can't imagine why they would want to kick out all the current residents and have to start from scratch. But
capitalists are weird. They do shit.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Well, I'm planning on staying here for a while, so they may have to blast me out if they want me out. I'm worried about things like raising the rent and asking for like things like first, last, and damage. After I've been here for 21 years, I think I should be covered in, being responsible for paying for the stuff, paying for the rent, and taking care of the place. So, but now you've raised in me an issue that I hadn't been thinking about today. So thanks for that.
Poor Tom.
Now I'm worried about it.
Sorry, Tom.
God, you dicks.
Well, we can distract you from that by asking, because you are one of the few people who was both alive and conscious when they were popular. Are you as disappointed by Dolly Parton and Bruce Springsteen as we are?
Yes.
I haven't.
What did they do?
I haven't heard anything about Dolly except that she cured COVID. And the only thing I heard about Bruce is that he sang a Kumbaya song during the Super Bowl.
They both participated in Super Bowl stuff. Dolly Parton changed 9 to 5 to be more pro-work instead of anti-work. And Bruce Springsteen participated in a "We Can Find a Middle Ground" ad for Jeep.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I suppose there is a middle ground. It would just have to be, cut out the entire right wing and about half of the Democrats. And we could find a middle ground between, the more left, more centrist, world centrist Democrats and the rest of sane people. But I don't think that's what they probably meant or took from that.
No, they meant you could find a middle ground that would make white people happy.
Yeah, we know.
A little genocide is okay, right?
Oh, man.
Not white genocide. Are you crazy? Why do you hate America?
I think that's one of the things that
I'm sorry, Mithril.
Most is that people see they're always like, no, I'm a centrist capitalist. That puts me in the middle. No. Capitalism itself is all the way over on the right. And so you are in the middle of the right of the right.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in between Democrats and Republicans, you are already way over there.
Yeah, way over there.
And very bad.
And and it's like, okay, they're probably are there people who believe in capitalism but yet are like a progressive in most other ways, like they are actually social democrats were?
Corey was in discussion with one of his friends who is an investment banker who thinks he's a leftist.
He's a progressive.
He thinks he's a leftist. I've been arguing with him on Corey's post for a week.
I think that's actually one of his Corey Johnson's co-hosts on From Many People's Strengths, the Saskatchewan politics podcast that they do.
Yes. I think he's leftist because he's queer.
He thinks he's leftist because he's progressive and social issues is where.
Someone needs to tell him about rum.
You cannot. Okay, so you can be as socially left as you want. If you are fiscally right, you have just undone all your social work.
Yeah, Ernst Rum.
Because you can't combine those two.
He's an investment banker.
Mm-hmm.
He's
like the
not
one
a
negates
leftist.
the other.
There can be no social justice without economic justice.
Because I'm queer, that means that I'm a leftist. Well, there are log cabin queers. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Log cabin Republicans is not log cabin queers.
That's what we call them. I've been calling them that forever anyway. Log cabin queers.
Well, I mean, log cabin Republican means gay Republican.
Yeah, basically, it's got, and that's the other thing that gets me because, for example, I was talking to my psychiatrist the other day, and she was talking about how she supports. She was supporting Buttigieg, and I was trying to explain to her that basically Buttigieg is Reagan's slightly more left grandson in the greater scheme of things.
Is he really that far left of Reagan?
Father. That's what he is.
That's what I'm saying. He's just slightly left of Reagan. And the only reason he's slightly left of Reagan is he does actually support pro-choice.
And unlike Reagan, he probably wouldn't laugh while committing a genocide against gay people in the U.S.?
Yes, probably not. Probably not. And he probably didn't like Rush Limbaugh either. You know, I mean, but these are people who think, oh, yeah, he's leftist. The Buttigieg is not a leftist. He's not a leftist.
He didn't even want Medicare for all. He wanted
know who his father is?
Buttigieg's father? No.
Is what's the name of the guy? He's translated all the works of a Marxist thinker. What's his name?
Joseph Buttigieg. Maltese-American literary scholar and translator.
Yeah, he translated all the work of an Italian Marxist.
Malatesta?
No.
Malatesta is an
anarchist.
I forgot the name. Anyways, Buttigieg's father is a Marxist, okay? Basically. So that's why I say it's a disappointment to his father.
That wasn't a joke.
Co-translated and co-edited the 3-volume English edition of Antonio Gramsci's Prison Notebooks?
Yes.
Antonio Gramsci. Okay.
When I think of fiscal and social justice issues, the farthest to the right you can get and still be capitalist, if the farthest to the left you can get and still be capitalist would be the farthest to the right you can get and still be socialist, which puts Bernie right there. Because Bernie's the kind of guy who goes, I still support capitalism, but he's also the kind of guy where it's kind of like when you look at Sweden, Finland,
the
Norway,
Nordic model.
And the Nordic model of what they're doing there is basically taking a giant can of white paint. They're calling capitalism. They're taking a giant can of red paint, and they're pouring half the can of red paint into the white. They're making it pink, but still calling it capitalism. It's not capitalism anymore. You've got to change the label. Just because they say it's capitalism doesn't mean they're actually doing capitalism there anymore.
I mean, it's
capitalism. I think they are in the Norse countries.
The only reason stuff works well there is because they are very racist and very strict against immigration. That's why they don't want to be in the European Union, actually.
Over the years, though, they are just taking that red can and literally pouring more and pouring more and pouring more and pouring more. And at some point, you have to start critically analyzing what you've done to your system and realize that there's so much socialism in it that what you've got is no longer capitalism, and you shouldn't be calling it that anymore because you're giving the wrong impression to literally everybody else across the globe. We can be capitalists and be fair to our population. No, you cannot. And that's what we're finding the farther along we go with
they
capitalism.
can be fair to their population, but only because they are profiting from global capitalist imperialism.
Yep.
Yes, that was the point I was going to bring up. The
David is Sweden. He says it's capitalism.
Mm-hmm. They have a very abundant social safety net, but it's only for them and theirs.
No, but also
but what I'm saying is over the years they have poured more into it because it used to be it was their own people they were exploiting. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, David says it's going the other way now.
More capitalist every day.
We've gone from exploiting our own population to exploiting somebody else's population.
Okay, yeah.
Because your own population has gone, wait a minute, you're exploiting us. We now have enough education to know you are exploiting us. We don't want to be exploited, and unless you quit exploiting us, we're going to overrun you with torches and pitchforks and eat the rich. And
David,
you understand what I'm saying?
In France.
I'm not talking about like just this decade. I'm talking about over the course of time in a more macroscopic sense.
Okay.
Europe has been slowly changing everything from capitalism, which it basically is this like democratic feudalism. I don't know how else to describe capitalism. It's basically democratic feudalism.
Yes,
like it's still you still have a powerful top.
True,
but every 4 years you're choosing who the king is.
Well,
so in that case, you're not describing capitalism; it's just liberalism.
Kind of, yeah. Liberal democracy. And I think that's where they have tried to take anyway, democracy, because they took democracy away from. They took it out of the context of something that's more socialist or communist, which is where you typically
I mean, Joey, I'd advise against idealizing European countries just because yours is so much worse.
Because I'm not idealizing.
No, I'm saying that because
I'm saying
things are really going backwards these days here. It's getting ugly.
France almost elected a Nazi and instead got a banker.
I'm not idealizing them. I just said they've gone from exploiting their own people to exploiting everybody else.
They're still exploiting their own people is the thing.
Like your guys' gold and jewels that you're basing your economies off of came from my continent.
Yep.
I'm not idealizing them. Not in any way.
No, what I mean, Joey, is
time they are changing.
European countries are still exploiting their own people too.
Yes.
Well, I think there's one.
They absolutely are, just not in the same way that they used to.
Yeah, that's
you guys are not rolling around in the muck and mud.
Honestly,
like
I'm pretty sure next election Marine Le Pen is going to be elected. Because she probably is going to be against one of our ministers, Darmanin, who is a rapist, and he thinks she is soft. And she's going to be the moderate in that duel. So I am pretty afraid for the future of my country. With the COVID, liberties have been eaten away slowly. And people are so fucking afraid of police violence and the virus. Because in France, we believe scientists, so we are rightfully afraid of the virus, but it makes us more compliant. This is honestly, I'm not happy about it, but I think Marine Le Pen is going to win next election.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope to, but I don't think I am.
I know that the Dems are going to lose a lot in the 2022 elections, and then the Republicans are going to win in 2024, just because Biden is such a fuckboy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think it depends on who runs against Republicans and who goes to unseat the Democrats. Because if you have enough progressives run, because we've had so many wins on the progressive side, it's been amazing and also a positive thing. Like, it makes me feel a lot better about the direction our country might be going in. That so many progressives.
Well, Biden backed a handful of coups in other countries in the months he has been in power. So it's good for your country, maybe not for others.
Sadly,
I need to go. I'm in the process of getting some kind of ugly headache.
Okay.
And you guys
take care of yourself, babe.
Yeah, you guys are giving me headaches. So.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I was feeling kind of funny before I started. That's why I came in late. And now I'm.
If you're getting an aura or something, just go.
It's not that, but it's
you're allowed to be old, Tom. Don't let Julie stop you.
I am old. All right, then fuck you and fuck everybody in the chat, and I'll see you another time.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, babe.
Bye.
Take a nap.
Bye, Tom.
Not for nothing, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will be 35 in 2024.
Can she technically run?
She could run.
If she's 30,
will she be?
She will turn 35 before the election even happens. So the Republicans wouldn't be able to use that against her. I mean, she'll turn 35 a month before the election happens, but
although I don't think I think if we have a progressive run for president again, it can't be AOC just because of the brainwashing that the right has taken.
Well, I would love if it would be the youngest possible person, and that is what she would be.
Right?
I would love if it was Ilhan Omar.
Oh, they would fucking bug nuts if it was a black Muslim.
Nina Turner.
I'd move to the US just so I can vote for her.
Nina Turner would be like someone I need to look into like more. I do like Nina Turner a lot.
I love Nina Turner, man. She is.
Did she win that seat in Ohio?
Have you seen her new Senate? Because she's running.
Okay, yeah.
Have you seen her new campaign?
I don't know who that is.
It is fucking powerful. You should watch her new
Nina
campaign.
Turner
awesome.
was a state representative or state senator for Ohio, and was like on Bernie Sanders' campaign.
I'm googling her.
She's
former Ohio state senator.
Who's the trans woman who got elected in Virginia? Okay. She should run.
Oh man.
What's her name?
Regardless, I would love it if it was a gay, black, trans, Muslim, Jewish, Native American, immigrant, redhead, left hand, in a wheelchair. Did I miss any?
Woman,
yes. Trans
non-binary trans woman.
Yes. In a wheelchair. Muslim, Jewish, Native American, immigrant. Well, child of immigrants.
Child of immigrants, yeah. Unfortunately, it's a role that you
part immigrant.
That's how you end up being a Jewish Muslim.
Native American.
Yeah, because that doesn't usually all happen in the same person. But that is the funny part. Is it's one of those only in America things. I remember when I was traveling in Europe, I realized that Germans really disliked French, and French really disliked Germans, and you almost never saw a French married to a German.
What?
And it was the same way in
this back in the 80s, maybe?
Like Norwegians didn't like Swedes. Yes, this was back when I was a kid. So I noticed this, and then it seemed strange to me because in the United States, none of the white people do that. They don't do that. Like, you see Germans marrying French, marrying Swedes, marrying, Irish, marrying, like, Estonians.
Well, not in Minnesota.
Like,
I mean,
but
in our
Minnesota's
defense,
weird.
we don't speak the same language here.
Mm-hmm.
Really, who you marry is who your neighbor
in the United
is.
States. It's weird to see the melting pot that is the United States, and then travel internationally when you get older, as an older kid, and realize that no place else in the world does this. Like, it's rare to travel abroad and find people just mixing, and I mean really mixing, where here in the United States, it's not uncommon to see somebody who is part South American indigenous and, African and, Eastern Europe and, Western China. Like, they've got 4 very different grandparents. They all met here in the United States, usually in some place like New York or San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And then these kids are born. They're just so mixed. And the kids
basically, you marry who you fuck, and you fuck your neighbor. I mean, it's just whoever is close. The
thing is, you don't see French migrating in Germany and vice versa, stuff like that. We mix a lot with the people who immigrate in our country. So you see a lot of mixes with in
Algerians,
France, notably
Moroccans.
North Africans people. So yeah, mostly Algerians, because we colonized them like fuck.
So France is responsible for the white genocide. Now I get it. Okay.
Pretty sure you can just run down the list and check off, put check marks next to most of the European nations for genocide. Because I mean, you've got the Dutch. Oh my God, they were bastards. And then you've got England. Holy shit, those motherfuckers for being from such
England
a tiny
and
little
France
island
are at the top.
Metro. What about England?
Yeah.
Gonna go around the country, gonna fuck a lot of people.
Then you have Belgium and Netherlands.
Spain.
You have Spain and Portugal.
Yep.
Repressing all of your passion will get you genocide. That's what happens. Makes you genocidal.
Weirdly enough, Germans and Italians, who were the genocidal maniacs during World War II, hasn't been that high on the genocide train. They didn't colonize that much.
Mm-hmm.
Mithril.
I was waiting for you to come back like, hey, I'm not in James. Don't pick on me. And we're no longer in Europe. Come on.
They still have a history of being genocidal maniacs, though.
True.
Only a little bit. All the time.
Wait, so
year,
all
that tea.
All that tea. They put all of China.
Drink too much tea, get a little bit of caffeine, jitters, commit a genocide. I get it.
They force the Chinese to take opium so they can get tea.
That's not for the tea.
No, they did that for the money.
No, well, the money.
They did that for territory. They did that for land.
The genocide train sounds environmentally friendly.
Not really.
So Texas.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean that is republicanism in a nutshell. Yeah, do everything you can to remain free of oversight and
accountability,
checks and balance. Accountability. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And the result is that the system collapses.
I haven't committed a genocide in at least 3 weeks. Me neither, Mithril.
I mean, give it time.
$19,000 bills. $19,000 bills.
Yeah, I was just looking at the thing you shared on Facebook. His lights stayed on during the storm. Now he owes $16,000.
That's American exceptionalism for you.
That's capitalism.
Exactly.
What the fuck, man?
No checks, no balances. It's like pay for watches. It's a perfect example of supply
That's
demand.
deregulation.
Yeah, exactly.
The poor get fucked.
That's like
fucked.
And Texas is widely gerrymandered all across the whole thing, which is why still is a red state, despite like
I'm saying, Austin, terrorism for fun and profit, destroy the system.
Yeah, Austin, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and like all these major populated cities in Texas, but like it always goes red. And they reelected Ted Cruz in 2018. So
so some people think it's fair game to say they deserve what they get.
No. I don't think so. Yeah,
but they could arrest me and press charges if I like bought a flat of water and then sold it at like $15 per bottle down there. Like if it were me, a private citizen that bought a bunch of water, went down there and started selling it.
Well, no, it's not that you're a private citizen; it's that you're poor and brown. That makes it illegal.
Like these fuckers, I swear to God, there's a whole different set of laws for if you're wealthy than if you're poor. A whole different set of laws.
And Texas had a cold snap in like 2011 as well, but like they didn't like really like change some of the things. And all those pipes as well for the water, they just like, come on, it's Texas. We won't need like a weatherproofing or winterproofing these sort of things, so we'll use PVC as it were. And well, Flint can tell you about like when you just use cheap like pipes for your water as well, and how that screws things up. Because
that's what you get when you don't believe in climate change.
Well, and see, that's the thing though, is that there was a time when they didn't have to worry about that. They didn't have to worry about that shit. That like when they built a lot of that stuff, like if you built your home and say, if your home was built in 1960, and that's not uncommon. Like it's been a while since 1960. If your home was built in 1960 and it's a little stick-built home in like, I don't know, Austin, wherever, it's probably not winterized because there was no way in 1960 when they were building homes that they expected that climate change was going to barrel through and drop 22 below zero weather on these people.
Yeah, exactly.
And so like,
well, I mean, there were people who would expect that, but
like
Texans weren't listening to them.
Like right now, what would probably be best is that they plan for this in the future. They wrap the pipes when they go to repair them this time.
They're not going to do that.
Layers exactly.
They'll do it for the rich people.
They're going to do it for the rich people. Rich people are going to go through and fix their shit, have their shit fixed.
Well, so they have the money.
They will be able to get through the next time, and it will come again, probably next winter. Probably next winter. They're probably going to go through this again. And so next winter, if we don't plan for that, then the United States taxpayers are going to be trying to foot bills for another giant emergency situation in Texas because Texas is still refusing to regulate their shit.
They're already
I would not be surprised if elections 2022 and 2024 completely change Texas, because I think people will remember this. I think they'll remember $20,000 bills. And
I think they'll remember 11-year-old boy
dying,
freezing to death.
Yeah, a single mother.
I mean, I don't think the Democrats will properly take advantage of this, but I think some people will, and I think there's going to be some pretty significant changes to.
Well, I hope this at least gets Beto into office, because he might not have been my favorite, but he's better than the shit that's down there.
Yep.
David says, I bet the wall on the border helps a lot.
Yeah. Right?
Well, see, the problem is that with the wall in place, the cold weather bounced off it and went back into Texas. And that's why it got so bad.
That's right.
If the wall hadn't been there, the cold would have swept down into Mexico, and Texas would have been fine. I honestly think that people in Texas could be convinced to believe that because their educational system is so shit.
We talked about because we mentioned that when Matthew was on, that like the textbook companies have to like sell to the public school system to California and Texas, and they do make changes to the Texas school books to make it more appropriate for their school system. Bible lovers are in that country, in that state as well.
They talk about Moses in their school textbooks, and they refer to Africans as the Hamite races.
Oh my God!
It's
they do that state by state. You can buy special textbooks for like if you're.
Do you have a headache, John?
I'm just I hate the KKK, white Christians here in the U.S. They're just
you're just face palming. Okay, I was wondering if you were face palming or if you were having a migraine.
I can't really face palm. My microphone's in the way.
I'll do it for you.
Yes.
Yeah, in Europe we have temperatures that we never had before, and we are not equipped. We don't have AC. So when
isn't England like getting routinely like above 100 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah, it's getting that way. Even in Sweden, David says.
Jesus.
So
the problem is that the changing temperature has destabilized the jet stream. So instead of having these nice circular patterns, you start getting these wobbles.
No, but I mean, our buildings are not.
So we're going to see temperature extremes that people just aren't used to.
Rehold to take AC. We don't have that.
And some of your guys' buildings are like fucking centuries old.
The one I lived when I live in Lyon was from the 19th century.
And I can definitely believe the UK not having air conditioning. They never needed for a long time.
We don't.
In the UK, they talk about broiling under like a 75-degree heat wave. And, I mean, that's because they're a tiny little island that is completely protected by the tail end of the Gulf Stream.
That's how come white people even are.
True.
Like, that's how you guys got so pale. Like,
I burned in the sun. That's how Europeans got so pale.
I burn in the sun too, even though I have Sicilian genes, which means I probably have black genes because
it's not like me.
Sicilians
I go out in
are
the sun
not white
for a summer and I'm like this dark ass reddish mahogany color. Like, you guys look like lobsters after a summer.
Very true.
That's where the term redneck comes from.
I stay 10 minutes in the sun and I look like a fucking lobster. It's how fucking white I am.
I burn in the sun. And I'm also
glow in the dark.
Yeah, what David said. We've traditionally needed to keep heat in, not out.
Yep.
And that's the issue right there.
That's why we have that's why we die inside our homes in the summer, because it's designed to keep the heat in.
Yeah, and so when it gets hot outside, you guys just stay hot, and the cool air at night doesn't cool you down.
Especially, especially in the cities.
Yes, Metro, you use a civilized temperature scale.
Yeah, fuck your Fahrenheit. So I found where our temperatures meet. Actually, it's minus
40.
36. No, 37. 36, 47 is the same.
No, minus 40 is the same on centigrade and on Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's where the
40.
Negative 40 is where centigrade and Fahrenheit meet.
I don't understand your scale. What's
the Fahrenheit was like supposed to be based off of like the human body temperature, but it was like
it was Fahrenheit is based on Celsius. It's just shifted so that human body temp is about 100.
Yes.
It makes body temperature and weather much more convenient to report and much more convenient to understand. That's
really. Because when you say it's 100 degrees, it's an oven temperature for me, you know.
Well, 70 degrees is comfortable, 100 is too hot, 30 is chilly, is freezing, literally.
Yeah, 30 here is hot.
But the
30 is hot, 40 is dying, 20 is
no, 40 is not dying. It's what we get every summer here. 40. This summer, you don't remember? I had temperatures like 45.
I remember you whining a lot.
Yeah. Well, it was 120 degrees Fahrenheit here, so.
125 to centigrade. Hold on. I'm gonna 125.
45. I think it's 110.
There's 51 centigrade. 125 degrees Fahrenheit is 51 degrees Celsius.
So yeah, it was 113 most days.
That's what it got in Death Valley this last year. 125.
Yeah, and I don't live in the Death Valley. I live in Lyon. I live
I'm just trying
100 kilometers from the Alps, for fuck's sake.
Death Valley is the hottest place that I personally have ever been to in my life. That Death Valley in the summer is the hottest place I've ever been. And so I try to compare, like when people say things are getting hot, I'm trying to compare it to Death Valley. Okay, 125 degrees is fucking ridiculous heat.
So 125 we never had that in France, but.
So I'm trying to like figure out like how hot are you guys getting over there? Are you ridiculous yet?
They're getting Arizona monsoon season hot.
Yeah. Remember, Julie. To me, like oven degrees temperature.
You guys are humid too. Don't you still have a lot of moisture there even when it gets hot?
Not me, because I live very far from any sea. Well, not now. Now I'm in Normandy. I'm dying. It's so fucking wet and cold. Oh my god.
Well, according to Ben Shapiro, that's a disease.
According to Ben Shapiro's wife.
Yes.
Exactly. Isn't that technically gaslighting? Didn't she gaslight him?
It's so. I think she was trying to be nice to him.
She gaslit him, and I think I agree with you, Julie, that she was trying to be nice to him, like trying to explain it off, like why she doesn't ever get that way. You know what I mean? Like trying to be nice to her hubby. She basically gaslit him.
Yeah.
P-word.
Any doctor would have to know better. Any doctor would have to know better. I'd fucking know better just from
any woman, any person with a vagina would have to know better. It's not supposed to be dry, for fuck's sake.
Most would. I mean, there's got to be women out there.
I'm pretty sure
like,
that Ben Shapiro walking around automatically he's a walking zone of dryness. He destroys.
No, but
moisture.
I mean, a vagina even
with people up.
Even when we're not aroused, it's supposed to be wet. I mean, that's the nature of that kind of tissue. It's the same that's in the mouth and in the nose. It's
you know how if you have huevos, your huevos will contract when things are like objectionable to you. You know, when things aren't right, when things aren't going well. You know, anybody who's got a nutsack, those nuts will just start shriveling. Well, women.
Ben Shapiro, human desiccant.
They will literally dry up.
Yeah, but that's actually an illness. That's not healthy. How do you call that kind of tissue? The one that's in the mouth, in the.
Yes.
Wait,
yeah.
It's supposed to be wet. That kind of tissue isn't supposed to be dry. That's what the vulva and vagina are made of. Ben Anidrus Shapiro is hydrophobic.
He's a hydrophobe from Discworld.
From Discworld, yes. But not only from Discworld. I mean, hydrophobic materials means they don't let the moisture.
They repel water. Yeah.
Yes.
And dries women up.
I feel kind of sorry for Ben Shapiro's wife, but she married him. So
do you think he calls his penis the sandworm? Arrakis,
oh God.
Dune.
Shai-Hulud. Satan. They could call it Satan.
Sandworm.
Vaginas are not dirty, David.
But we're now back to the autonomy hour of the social justice alchemy.
Yes, but it's important to our listener to know that vaginas are supposed to be fucking wet, okay?
Back in the family.
If you have a dry vagina, go see a doctor, please.
Oh shit!
And Mithril said, "Nope, I'm still in my chair."
Oh.
Reverse birth.
Shut up, Mithril.
Well, we mentioned about the miracle of birth from the Ace Ventura scene.
Okay,
I think when I was in high school, in biology class, they showed us a woman giving birth. And I think that's where I decided I will never have kids.
Mm.
They showed us everything.
Mm.
No, nothing that big is going out
Not
of my
scared
coach.
straight, but scared ace.
Scared not having kids.
Scared childless.
Yeah.
They have announced a live action Kamala Khan.
Grow up, because I knew how birth happens and what was gonna happen from the time I was little.
Mm.
So it wasn't like it wasn't like it was
too,
odd.
but seeing it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I saw it.
Oh.
I was little, and so it wasn't a
traumatizing thing.
Oh yeah. No, the camera that zooms in the fucking head that comes
like
out of the vagina.
Like I said, they claw their way out.
And
I already knew it that everything opens up, kids get pushed through, and then it closes back up, and that's how the human body works.
Yeah, the film we saw, there was a tear in the thingy.
Now, what they didn't tell me is that later you were going to have bladder issues as an older person with a womb if you used your womb to give birth a couple of times. They didn't tell me about that. Like the bladder issues. Oh my God, they should have warned me a lot better.
They don't say either 80% of women shit themselves when they give birth.
You're going to cry and poop yourself in front of strangers.
But if you're watching like creatures and humans give birth, just any kind of living mammalian life form give birth, you actually know that though. Expect it, and if it doesn't happen, hey, bonus.
John,
we know Von Rake, you're gay. Okay.
True, Von Rake's not going into a vagina. That's very fair. But like John Brockman, you looked at something out there making a live action.
Everybody's been in one once.
Well, yes, but we all been in one once. Yes.
Well, not necessarily.
I guess unless you were C-section.
That's what I was going to go with.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, exactly.
Disney's making live action Ms. Marvel, and sometime this year they're going to release a TV show for Ms. Marvel, and she's going to play a role of some kind in Captain Marvel 2.
Oh wait, this is Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel. Yep, they've already cast awesome. Iman Vellani, 18-year-old Canadian, born to Muslim immigrants from Pakistan, just like Ms. Marvel.
Yes, good.
The Piscos are going to whine.
Oh, well, they whine after like white woman Brie Larson.
The reason I saw this was because, or I just found out about it, is because of a thing that popped up on my Facebook feed. Somebody sharing somebody else's really bad take. It's going to take a few seconds more for it to show up on the YouTube. But, is now this. Kamala Khan, a.k.a. Ms. Marvel, will be the first Muslim superhero to appear on screen for the studio in a Disney Plus show, as well as Marvel movies. And then some guy, Joshua William Gibson, replied, "Way to mess that up, Disney. It was supposed to be Mia Khalifa." For those who don't know, Mia Khalifa is a porn star. And Kamala Khan is 15.
Oh.
Yeah. So Joshua has a really shitty take there with
Von Rake. you were born gay. You were born this way.
Are you on the right track there?
I mean, Disney lost me. Have you seen the anarchist villains?
Yeah, they're gonna come up with that. Yeah, I'm seeing that pop up on like a
so
Twitter.
So they made Cruella de Vil an anarchist. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I posted a comment I saw someone make who said that she was one ballot box away from Margaret Thatcher. That was the funniest thing I saw.
I mean, we don't know that she inherited her wealth, but she has wealth.
And there, in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the bad guy is Flag Smasher.
Flag Smasher?
An anarchist. Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to smash a flag, but
no, that's not. No, that's Space Ghost.
I don't know. His name is.
No. I'm looking at the Flag Smasher thing on Wikipedia because I have no idea who this is. But you look at him, that's Space Ghost. Again, his picture will show up in about 10-15 seconds.
Apparently, is an anarchist too. So 2 TV shows from Disney with anarchist quote unquote villains.
Yep.
No, in the TV show, Valerie.
Flag Smashers.
Apparently, they make a show for Disney+.
A group called the Flag Smashers will appear in the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and they're anarchists.
I hate that, man. It's like,
yeah,
even in these
like it's already bad enough that the vast majority of human beings don't even know what the actual, like foundational philosophical.
The first Flag Smasher was born Karl Morgenthau, the son of a wealthy Swiss banker turned diplomat in Bern, Switzerland. He wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and become a diplomat until his father was trampled to death in a riot at a Latvian embassy. He came to believe that humanity needed to...
Sorry.
Yeah. He came to believe that humanity needed to do away with the concept of countries and nationalism that made people feel superior to those of different nationalities. So yeah, naturally he's a villain.
Yep.
I didn't think that was funny, but I thought that Julie thinking it was funny.
It was a one-man terrorist campaign in New York City.
When I hear the word trampled, I always think of animals, and I don't know, I found it funny to imagine that the guy was trampled by, I don't know, bisons in an embassy. Like, I have a very cinematic imagination, and when you say stuff, I see it, but I see it in a very autistic way. I don't know how to describe it. It's
okay. Describing the scene of like bisons coming through an embassy to trample like a diplomat there. Now a scene from Revolution Girl Tennis point in the hand of like a bunch of elephants running across a drawbridge, like a rope bridge, knocking the characters off of them in a very bizarre and funny episode of
the word trampling as a bowling imagery in my head, I guess. Anyway, that wasn't funny, but it was funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I heard about that.
Cruella de Vil being anarchist. I mean,
why?
While I disagree that anarchism is vegan, a lot of anarchists are vegan, and that's funny to imagine Cruella de Vil being an anarchist. That's so out of character.
So an anarchist isn't gonna like. Why would an anarchist want to steal puppies for a coat? Like just that alone. Just that alone.
Seizing the means of reproduction.
The puppies are just a byproduct of reproduction now. They eventually become the means of reproduction.
Yeah, David says the American take on European issues has a tendency to be ridiculous. That's true.
Pretty much. The American take on most things is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the Hollywood adaptation of the Three Musketeers. It's okay. It traumatized me.
Cruella de Vil is a fictional character, a pampered and glamorous London heiress.
Cruella de Vil.
That doesn't sound like anarchy.
No, that's the 1%. She is bourgeois.
Yeah,
out
that's
the ass.
bougie as fuck.
I mean, Kropotkin was a prince. Okay, that doesn't mean anything, but
he's
not an anarchist.
Yeah, exactly.
The character became a pop culture icon and a famous symbol of greed, vanity, and evil.
I don't think they actually know what anarchist means.
They don't.
No,
I think that when they think anarchy, they think of like fucking Lord of the Flies plotline.
Yep. They think, what's that awful movie, The Purge?
Yeah. The second movie had like Purge Anarchy as a subtitle.
I'm offended by that.
The first Purge movie with the third movie that was a prequel.
The First Purge. The movie The First Purge, not the first movie.
He was also a prince. Who renounced all these privileges, but he was born an aristocrat. So.
Spider-Geddon, a sequel to the Spider-Verse storyline, features an Earth 138 version of the character known as Captain Anarchy. This version sports an outfit similar to Captain America, blah, blah, blah. He is also empowered by a super insurgent serum.
Oh my god.
Not a super soldier serum. A super insurgent serum.
Okay.
Captain Anarchy, though, is just like leaders in anarchism. It's they don't know what it means.
Captain Anarchy sounds like some like
that is so antithetical to anarchism to have the title Captain.
Right?
Comrade Anarchy, maybe.
No,
Captain Anarchy. I'm an anarchist, but I'm also the boss.
President Anarchy. I am the supreme ruler of anarchy.
I've leveled up to 50 in my anarchy.
See, during the Civil War story arc, Guy Theroux became a new flag smasher. During the Civil War story arc, he attacked the Santa Monica Farmers Market to show his opposition to the Superhuman Registration Act, but the Runaways defeated him. The Runaways are a group of teenagers living in an abandoned mansion.
Okay, so that's
you mean actual anarchists?
Anarchists, yeah, squatting.
They rebelled against their parents' bougie plot to do something with aliens and ran away from home.
If my parents had a bougie plot involving aliens, I would run away too.
So he attacked the Santa Monica Farmers Market.
What randomness is that? What the
farmers market is like, if you go to the super mall, that's kind of consistent. There's always been criticism about the commercialization of like a mall as a word, something like that.
A farmers market do to you? Like,
why?
Okay, now this time it's appropriate. The flag smasher later kidnapped a Middle Eastern banker. Banker, yes. Okay. Random Islamophobia.
Middle East. /
maybe anti-Semitism. I don't know.
I don't understand people.
And I love that the Flag Smashers organization is called Ultimatum. The underground, liberated, totally integrated mobile army to unite mankind.
No. Is that the
Marvel
parody?
has always been shit at acronyms.
Right?
It sounds like a parody. It sounds like a parody.
Yeah.
But it turned out that the Red Skull had been funding Ultimatum, so he had to destroy it.
So the Red Skull is secretly an anarchist?
Oh my god.
No, of course not. Anarchists are secretly actually being controlled and used by Nazis.
Tifa is the real fascist.
I've actually been seeing this like a kind of trope being come up as a look, because like nowadays, now that I've become a radical myself, Sasha?
Yep.
Sasha
finally jumped up on my bed for the first time this entire broadcast, so
yeah, so like now that I've become a radical leftist, as it were, every time I see every time I see like the villains or the antagonists in the story in like an anime or something else be like radicals or revolutionaries, whereas I'm be like, I'm gonna side with them. but then they always get cast as the villains. And a lot of times I see it come up where it's like these radical insurgent anarchists or freedom fighters as were are funded by the secret bad guy, the rich billionaire who's doing whatever else. And it's just like, okay, so it's not their philosophy that you're villainizing, but you're saying that they're pawns being used by someone else.
They're not evil, they're just stupid.
Yes, exactly.
That's the argument that always cracks me up with the far right people in the United States right now, is when they start going on about how, what's his butt, George Soros is funding the anarchists and the communists, and I'm like, whoa, back up. Why would a billionaire be funding anarchists and communists? Like, how does that make any sense to these people? But no, they just run with it. They're like, nope. I'm just gonna accept that as being true. And I'm just like, okay, well, I wouldn't be as poor right now if I was getting regular Soros checks.
I mean, he's funding.
Nobody's asked me to sell out.
Yeah, he's funding the Antifa Super Soldier program,
Super Insurgent program,
right? But it's like, it's. I think it comes down to like all of their enemies are either communists or work for the communists, which is why BLM is like led by Marxists, as it were, and just like, please, conservatives, don't spoil us with a good time.
I know,
don't
right?
Threaten us with a good time. Yes.
Like, you're accusing me of shit that would be really, really cool if true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to be cashing Soros checks for
as always, though, the right wingers always accuse us of what they are themselves doing. They are AstroTurf being funded by billionaires.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they are. Well, I mean, they've uncovered all of that. Like, we know that Ben Shapiro is not just getting just objective human beings hearing his message and slowly coming in to hear more. No, he's been funded. He's got a platform because somebody is giving him money to have that platform. He has not just created this platform and worked hard enough and got enough fans and said the right things that people came in. That's not how that worked for him. Like, he's cashing checks. Like, hopefully buying lubricant because his poor wife.
Still waiting for mine.
Mm-hmm.
The Daily Wire, their first movie, makes me want to, no profit, entirely fun, murder the shit out of everyone involved with the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire has been Shapiro's
magazine
production
website.
Their first movie is called Run, Hide, Fight. If you're not in school or have anyone in school lately, then you don't know. But Run, Hide, Fight is the thing they teach kids to do, what to do during an active shooter. You run. If you can't run, you hide. If you can't hide, you fight.
Like, these are the people that are responsible for children having to learn this shit, and that they then co-opt the actual phrase to then use for their own fucking propagandist movies. Oh my god, that's insult to injury.
Yep, exactly.
Fucking disgusting.
And so, oh god, the movie is not just an active shooter, but like an organized plot. Just around town, several incendiary devices are set off, distracting first responders and clogging up the roads. A van crashes into the school cafeteria, carrying 4 shooters. Their leader orders the people to begin killing students. And then Zoe Hull, Nazi Barbie, is there to defend.
Another one?
Zoe Hull is the name of the character. And she's played by a blonde girl. That's...
Oh, Nazi Barbie's a whole line now.
Oh, it's a story. I thought it was real life. I wasn't paying attention.
No, it's the
because
movie.
active, like, school shooters are not this big organized plot. They're random right-wing assholes for the most part.
Yeah.
And usually traumatized right-wing assholes.
White.
I shouldn't call them right-wing. What I'm saying, they're usually overprivileged chuds who have bought into right-wing lies.
Yeah,
and think
they're
that
usually bougie middle-class kids who never had to struggle for anything. So when they do start getting bullied in high school, they go off the fucking
they get
deep end.
bullied, or they don't get the shit they think they
mocked
deserve,
for being nerds,
or
to be honest.
yeah, once they
or just not having a girlfriend. Like these guys go off.
That's what I'm saying. They think they deserve all sorts of wonderful things, and when they don't get it, they tap it down.
She didn't talk to me.
Entitled little shits.
Yeah. Yes.
Sasha playing with the camera, playing with the webcam.
Oh no! She turned the whole world upside down.
Good boy.
Mm-hmm. Fight the power, Sasha. Fight the power. One day I will teach you to be a snugglebug.
All cats are Antifa.
You will be a snugglebug.
I'm my cat now.
Okay, no. Let John Brockman teach Sasha to be a snugglebug, and then he can send Sasha over to you. Let's hope.
Every cat is a snugglebug with me. I don't know why.
Mm.
Because I think it's because my legs are painful and they're all assholes. So all become lap cats with me because they know it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put you down, which is what you want. The problem is that the person mostly responsible for raising Sasha was Wesley, and Wesley is terrible at cuddling. Ow.
It's a dog.
Ow. It's kitty love.
No, it's not. Stop letting...
I love you. Bite, bite, bite.
He treats you like prey. Stop acting like prey.
He's wrestling.
Get a grip, man.
He's a murder baby.
Yep, he is. No, I swear every cat cuddles with me. I don't know why. I don't know if they sense I'm in pain and they do it on purpose, or if they're trying to help.
They probably sense that you just love all cats.
Yeah, and I don't care if they.
It's probably because you're fluffy and comfortable.
Or not. I just love them for existing, you know.
Did you guys see that the new Predator movie that they are making is going to, I think it's supposed to be like a
Predator.
throwback taking place in the 1800s.
Oh.
And it's supposed to involve an Apache woman warrior.
Oh.
Who's trying to, she's young and she's trying to get to that respect level of warriors, so she has to go through some trials and tribulations. And at some point in the movie,
she befriends Mel Gibson.
The alien predator arrives. And so it sounds like the whole thing is, gonna be really fucking awesome.
That would be awesome. For a second there, I was worried 1800s is going to be a white savior thing again.
No, Apache woman warrior.
Nice.
That's nice. I thought Apache was a slur.
No.
I think it's a
Navajo is a slur. Eskimos, a lot of those names are slurs.
Yeah, Navajo is, it's not really a slur as much as it is.
It means enemy or something like that. No?
It's not their own word for themselves.
Okay, yeah.
They call themselves something else. They call themselves Dene.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Zuni is a slur. Zuni?
I don't remember if Zuni is.
Eskimo
definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zuni is the Navajo or Dene word for the Zuni people, and I think is it Zuni?
Sioux is as well. It's actually a slur.
Oh, that's the one I thought. I read what you wrote in the group about the Eskimo word and the Sioux. I thought Apache was too, but I misremembered.
That other guy had even more information.
American is a slur. Well,
it kind of is, only because we suck.
We've made it that way.
Yeah.
If people hear the word American and they're like, ew.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that was like
that sounded like a very cool movie. I agree with Fox.
I agree for Fox, but yeah, even when like George W. Bush was our president, yeah, it's like, you're American. How can you allow you people vote for that guy in like the 2000s? Oh, buddy, are you not gonna like happy when 2016
and then
comes?
America went, hold my beer.
I mean, I think everyone forgave America for voting for him. I think what we didn't forgive you for is re-voting for him.
Yep, there you go. It's like
like one time's bad enough.
Because you knew what you were getting into the second time around.
Yeah. I mean, to like, be fair, it was really close in Florida, and then it was decided by the Supreme Court as well. But still, it was close enough. It was close enough that a lot of people did vote for him to be close enough.
Yet,
how much
after that, the Electoral College still exists. So,
yeah.
We can't get rid of it because it benefits the Republicans, and they'll do everything they can to stop it.
And even liberals will say, well, it'll take too long because it has
if
to be
you burn it down, I don't think they can do anything about it in the
terrorism for fun and profit. I keep on saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, professional terrorists, as it were.
Funded by Ultimatum.
Yes, funded by the Red Skull or like
your country, Von Reich, not you. I'm not accusing you. I know you.
I'm accusing you, Von Reich. It's part of the gay agenda.
So he was against
Al Gore
They're always second doing time around, like right?
No, second time around it was John Kerry. First time around was Al Gore.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So it's again where we try to like run.
I'm ashamed to say I used to like Al Gore.
How much different our present would be if we'd had Al Gore then?
I don't know.
They probably wouldn't have deregulated quite so harsh.
We would have had some measure of the Green New Deal already.
Yep, we wouldn't
would have
be
been already. Like there would have been a lot of things that would have been different.
Do you think so? Wasn't it all a grift?
I think in Al Gore's
I don't think it was. I don't think it was.
I mean, I used to really like the guy at the time.
From everything that I read, what happened for him, the life-changing experience that he had that changed everything for him was the death of his son. And what his son told his father was important to him before he died, because his son died of cancer. Oh. So his son was aware he was dying of cancer. His son knew that he was not going to live to be an adult.
Oh, it was a kid. Oh my God.
Yes, and his son told his daddy what he felt was important in the world. And it changed everything for him.
Okay.
It changed his entire outlook on life. And so I didn't really know about that when that thing happened to him in his life, it really did change him.
Yeah, I believe
I think it really did change him into a different person, that he really wanted to change the world.
So he was one of the few Democrats that had actual integrity, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it had to do with that life-changing experience. Because I mean,
losing a child, I can't even imagine.
So fucking hard. I can't even imagine. I wouldn't want to imagine. Oh my God. Like just the mere idea of being a parent myself,
I saw how my grandma changed when my mother died, and my mother died at 50.
Yeah, even your adult kid. Yeah. It's so much to take.
You're not supposed to outlive your child, are you?
Yeah. No. I mean, there's not even a word for that. I mean, if you lose your spouse, we're called widows. Like we got a word for it. Like this is something that hurts human beings so badly we don't even want to label it.
Yep.
Like we're scared to, because
the thing is, though, it used to be so common to lose your child.
Yeah.
I mean,
super
making
common.
a word for it wouldn't have. I mean, it was just being a parent. You would expect to lose one or more children in infancy and young childhood. It was just until modern medicine, that was just the way it was.
After you've lost one and every adult around you that's older is telling you, oh, I'm really, really sorry, but you're going to have to move on because, hey, I lost 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when that's the story you're hearing from your elders, you're set up for a different life. You get numb and calloused. You know,
well, actually,
I got
I don't think you could ever get numb or callous to that. You just get not even used to it. It's just you accept it. They actually have a painting showing. This is like back in colonial era. A woman grieving the loss of a child, despite the fact that she had 13 and had lost several. Right? It always remains a tragedy, but it's just a tragedy that you're expecting.
Well, I mean, numb and calloused in the sense that if you're the parent that's lost all those kids, you're numb and callous when the young person loses their first.
I see. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you're like looking at them. Well, you're gonna have to get used to it.
Your flags are hiding the animals, John. Your flags.
Oh, I see.
I'd rather see the fluffs.
Right. I want to see the floofs.
Oops.
Wesley, in like the worst possible spot.
Oh my God! Did you guys see it online? Callie Wright asked the question. If you could have any animals domesticated, so you could have one, what would they be?
Space whales.
Tiger.
And that, my brain went to so many creatures. I was thinking of all the different floofs I could have. Like, you could have a little red panda.
The red panda, yes. That was what I was.
You can already have one. They're not dangerous.
No,
luck dragon.
Mean,
I want a luck dragon.
Like actually domesticated, so that you could actually just have it, and like it uses a litter box and eats red panda kibble.
A raccoon. I want a raccoon because I am one.
Yes.
Red panda kibble.
Yes, a red panda or a raccoon, because I already have the dark circles on the mind.
I don't have the dark circles, but I'm small, I'm chubby, I eat a lot.
Red pandas are, they look like raccoons, but they're not related to raccoons. They're a bear species.
Raccoons are totally Antifa.
Yeah.
They're so Antifa. They're like,
I love raccoons.
They go through the garbage because there's good food that's thrown away in the garbage.
They eat trash. They're cute. They will fight you.
And then, like cops, we try to stop them from getting into our garbage.
Their little thumbs too. They can do so much with their little thumbs.
They're so cute.
Yes, raccoons are cute. Cops are not. Cops defending the dumpsters are not.
Oh, and somebody else was like, elephants. Ooh. If you could actually have an elephant, like
without torturing it and abusing it to make it a pet.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if we had domesticated them so that they were actually happy to live with us, and we didn't have to worry
if they
about,
had domesticated themselves like cats.
Cats were never domesticated.
Kinda, yeah. Well, and dogs too, for that matter, because at
dogs,
one time
we did that to them.
Well, what I mean is that they would have had every opportunity if they wanted to that they could have left.
I don't know.
They just decided to stay for the snacks.
I don't know.
Like, we're okay, I guess.
Comparing dogs, even
when I see chinchillas, I wonder.
Oh, a domesticated bear. If you could have a domesticated bear, a big giant floof.
Yeah.
A giant.
Yeah, I'd rather have a tiger, a big one.
So nice. Oh,
I want a luck dragon. I want Falcor.
That doesn't exist.
I know, right?
Nobody said it had to be a real animal.
That would be cool. If you could have domesticated dragons. Oh.
Like the ones in the Discworld, John. Like you want Errol?
No, I want Falcor the luck dragon.
I think it would be cool to have the dragons like in Pern. The ones that you connect with in your mind.
I don't know.
And you share experiences with. That would be cool. Because they're thinking, sentient, feeling creatures in that book series.
I would like to have a fox if I can have a fox. That would be fox would be cool.
They are domesticating foxes.
Yeah, they are easily domesticated.
In Russia, they've actually got a couple of different we've got a number of different breeders that are trying to domesticate foxes, and they're in like generation, I want to say 7 or 8 now, and they're
there was
domesticating
an experiment
fine.
under the Soviet era, where they bred one group of foxes for domestication. They bred another group of foxes for the reverse. Basically, all they selected for was friendliness to humans in the one, aggressiveness to humans in the other. And they got results very, very quickly. Foxes are easy to domesticate in a few generations.
I think every animal that like play
you can actually buy one. You can buy one over in
I wouldn't buy one, but they're cool.
I just put it into
don't shop.
Yes, I put it in the live chat. Save a Fox YouTube channel because their animal rescues are like rescued the foxes from the fur farms.
So cool.
Yep, and like so they do a lot of videos as well. And the rescuer plays with the foxes a lot. And
I think there's a rescue in the UK too that save foxes that would have been used for that fucking aristocratic hunt, with the horses and the dogs.
Did you know that Argentinian wolf is actually a fox?
Ooh,
the one it looks like a fox on stilts. It's got a similar marking to foxes, but they call it a wolf. It's a high plains wolf that in Argentina and areas, obviously it doesn't pay attention to borders, but in the high plains in that region on the mesas, this they call it a wolf exists, but it's technically a giant fox. It's really big too. It's like the height and length of a wolf, but it's got super long spindly legs.
Shut up, David.
It's technically a fox.
I've seen videos of white Arctic fox hunting in the snow. It's so fucking funny. Oh my god, I love it. I can watch them do that all day.
They're so floofy. Oh my god, they're so floofy.
They're floofy, they're cute, and they like to play. And
did you guys see what Mithril put? A domesticated humpback whale is actually problematical.
I mean, if you have a pool large enough for it to be happy in.
Domesticated mini porpoises.
Mini what?
Porpoises. Mini porpoises.
I don't know what that is.
A porpoise is the dolphin, basically.
Yeah, kind of like harbor
dolphins are rapists. I don't like them.
Not sure about porpoises though.
Sorry. They're kind of shitbaggy towards other critters too. Did you guys see that they will find pufferfish, make them like literally punch them until they blow up, and then use them
and play soccer with them essentially.
Balls. They'll play soccer with them, exactly like water soccer. That's so messed up.
Yeah, that is. Oh, otters.
Otters, ducks, there's lots of
otters. That would be fun.
Orangutans. Yeah, basically, the animal kingdom they're not humans. We shouldn't expect them to behave that way. If you look on the stream, you'll see that the Soviet program to investigate domestication, they domesticated the silver fox. Within 10 years, they had foxes with floopy ears.
Floopy ears.
And here we have a picture of Mechta, the first domesticated fox to have floppy ears in 1969.
Fox puppy. No, in French mountains, wolves didn't go extinct.
Oh, cute.
Valerie. All over Europe, there are still wolves that exist.
I could raise that.
Not a lot,
that little guy.
But they still exist.
The main fox is the large canine of South America. Marks some of those foxes, but there's neither a fox nor a wolf. It's the only species in the genus, like meaning golden dog. As well.
Yeah, ducks are fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the ducks are. They will
birds
fuck a dead duck. They've seen that happen. They have chronicled male ducks fucking dead ducks.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They're creep. Ew.
Well, and what about that one species of flatworm that does the
we're not talking about humans. We're degenerates. They're not supposed to be.
You guys ever read about those? They like actually have a penis sword battle.
Mm-hmm. They stab each other.
Worms?
No. Yeah, there's like a species of flatworm that has a penis battle, and
Literal sword fight.
I saw it. I read
gets
about
to be
that.
mom. whoever loses has to be mom.
I watch way too much BBC Earth, to be honest. Anything narrated by David Attenborough, I watch.
Fuck, I just learned all this shit going online, and because I love science, and so my algorithms are all set so that I get all the science headlines, and then I start devouring articles and learning all kinds of weird little fucking facts that will never do anything for me.
European wolves are not mutts; they're wolves. We didn't completely kill our off.
Well, I mean, technically, all wolves are mutts, just like all humans are mutts. We're not actually.
No, she's talking about dogs. She's talking about dog mutts. She says wolves don't exist anymore; they are all dog mutts. But it's not true in certain countries of Europe. We didn't let our wolves die out.
Yeah, no, America has lots of wolves.
Yeah, but she's saying they are dog mutts. They're not.
They're hybrids with dogs rather than mutts, is what she's trying to say.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure
I know it's not the case in Europe because.
Like North
Stop
America
trying to say that you have the purest of breeds. Your races don't have to be pure to be good, Julie. Don't fall for Marine Le Pen's bullshit.
Extensive areas with like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of square miles unbroken natural territory where no dog has ever entered, ever. Like as in the history of human existence, there has been no dogs in there with giant packs of wolves. I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of wolves out there that don't have any dog blood in them.
Well, not according to Jack London, though.
Although the reverse, you can put the opposite because all dogs descend from wolves. Mm-hmm. So technically, a Chihuahua is a pocket wolf.
Yeah, I don't like what they did to Chihuahuas and pugs.
Yeah, Chihuahuas don't like it either. That's why they're such little assholes.
No, Chihuahuas were bred to go into rat holes to hunt and kill rats. Chihuahuas are fucking fierce. That's why they're always so angry, because they were designed to be warriors, not cute purse accessories.
Yep, what David said. I'm always super surprised when I said yes to what David said. But... Oh, by the way, Hank, David, and I are planning to do a show together on Culture Shots channel, if you are interested. We're going to talk about European politics, which is going to be very serious with David among us.
He can be serious when he wants to.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that he does. I don't know that he does want to, is what I'm saying.
I think science probably has it backwards, and it's that every dog has a wolf ancestor. And that's why you're seeing all the same genetics in wolves that you do in dogs. Also, I highly doubt the dog came first.
Yeah, dogs were all domesticated from gray wolves, from the Eurasian wolves. So
right, well, isn't it like some kind of like an Eastern Eurasian
poor pugs
of wolf that isn't even, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, pugs are a crime.
Pugs, and in cats, I'd say the same about persons and munchkins, even though munchkins are very cute.
Have you seen what they've been doing? Something similar to horses now. Did you see that, where they're like trying to change their nose shape?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And the horses themselves can hardly fucking breathe, and it's the same I'm so tired of what breeders are doing to animals. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean, breed stuff that are cute but not harmful. Okay, but too little, like pugs with their snouts that are way too little. They almost all have to be operated on.
Yeah.
So they can breathe properly. Poof, baby.
Yeah, I've got friends who've had, that's all she has ever been is pugs. She loves pugs. They've all been rescues. Every single pug she's got has always been a rescue. And they all have the same issue. By the time they're like 5, 6 fucking years old, they can't be played with because they might have heart attacks.
Von Rex, the cocks have a cock. It's the roosters that don't. Oh no, the cocks are roosters, I think. Anyway, the cocks very much have a cock.
They're called cocks because of the French word for rooster.
It's cock.
It's coquerel.
C-O-Q.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, sorry, Joey. I see someone's talking about cock. I have to say something.
I happened to be in Europe, and I was traveling and teaching at the same time that there was this South American marathon runner group that was running across Asia and Europe to raise awareness for South American rainforests. And we met in the same city in France. And because we had met and we had friends, we shared friends, they decided to do this big indigenous thing. And so there was like a bunch of, media presence there and things like that. We had to have translators because there was a crowd of people, and obviously I speak English, and the runners from South America speak either Spanish or Portuguese, and we are in France. But this is a European gathering, and so there are also German media representatives there. So we have a row of translators. There's somebody who can translate from English to German, English to French.
Did my internet crap out?
Yes, which is another reason for this big crowd.
Yeah, my internet crapped out, but now it's
the
back.
best thing ever. The best thing ever that I got to see was the translation of a rooster's morning crow, because I said cock-a-doodle-doo, which is how you say it in English.
Yep.
And the sound that a rooster makes
in French we say cocorico.
It's different in every language because there was a French cocorico, and I think it's Portuguese, they say kikiriki. And like, I can't even remember the other two, but it was so funny to me. I couldn't quit laughing because I'm hearing the translators all the way down the row saying basically cock-a-doodle-doo, but in different languages.
Bye, Mitzray is going.
Yeah, we've been streaming for like 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to go to even if I was 1 hour late.
Yeah, animal sounds are... They're basically the same. They're just spelled differently in different languages. So, like sheep, we say ba in English. In some West African thing, it's mbe. M-B-E.
In French, it's be. We don't say ba, we say be. And the cows, you say moo, we say moo.
And in Japan, cats don't say meow, they say nyan. That's what the N-Y-A-N thing is. It's what the sound the cat is making. Yeah.
Oh.
Nyan. Nyan. So it sounds just like meow. It's just spelled differently.
Some cats sound like that. A lot of cats don't go meow.
Yeah, I have one cat that goes like a little tiny squeak.
A lot of cats also chirp.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like they just go. Meh, meh, meh.
Yeah, like when they see birds.
Then I have another cat that like yells every time. She doesn't meow. It's not sweet.
Yeah, David says, where the fuck does cock-a-doodle-doo come from? Never heard a cock sound like that.
Right? Like they don't. None of them. I've never heard one sound like that. It's just, it's American. Like, it's us. We're
English.
I mean, they don't do cocorico either. Let's be honest.
Let's just complain about the English language. I mean, that's just some bullshit right there.
Yes, once Smithrows just like went to bed, they can complain about the English language. Yes, all we want.
The cock is the animal emblem of France too. I mean,
fuck the English language, but fuck French counting.
Careful!
I am just saying.
Whoa! We're about to get zucked.
Like the counting.
That's
guys,
right.
I'm so triggered right now. You have no idea.
No, Joey isn't making fun of the vowels thing.
420s, 10 and 7.
I know.
What even is that?
We made fun of that last week. Don't worry.
I have to do math.
Japan also, the Japanese language also has like a limit to like how much you can like count and like.
Yeah, Chinese too. They do the same.
Yeah, if it's like over like a 10,000, like the 100,000, you have to like
based
10
on
times
tens.
10,000.
So
yeah.
I think we should go back to the Sumerian method of counting, which was a combination of base 10 and base 60.
Oh God!
I mean, should this was actually polled? Should we teach like Arabic letters in like the educational system? And many people said no, and it's just like.
Yeah, you missed the vagina talk, Tim.
Yes, we had vagina talk.
Yeah, we already had our family friendly portion.
Yes, we already did the like
I mean, I think our vagina talks are very family friendly. Actually, they're not dirty. They're informative.
Yes,
and it's probably a good thing to spread information about, because obviously there's a lot of people who just don't know anything.
Yes.
Like anything.
I mean,
and they go to the internet for that information.
Didn't your country promote bleach in vaginas?
Lysol invented their douche.
It's bleach.
Yes. No, it wasn't bleach, but it was also not good for vaginas.
No.
It was
used to clean stuff, no?
They made it slightly more safe, I think. Let's see, Lysol brand douche.
I mean, even science is telling us now that the human vagina actually wasn't,
a disinfectant, not bleach, but
accept sperm. It tries to beat the fuck out of the sperm before it ever gets to the egg.
Yep.
Like
it's
a damn gauntlet.
Like
it's a deadly gauntlet.
Very self-cleaning. Don't put stuff in it.
Yeah, well, Lysol was not bleach. It contained Cresol, which I could draw for you, but it's an antiseptic soap, not bleach. Still, not something you want to put up.
Yeah, you don't put that in your vagina. I mean,
no.
That's how you get fungi. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Part of it just comes from our weird, now that we know that germs exist, we're all grossed out by them. But the truth of it is there are healthy ones that you need.
And we are outnumbered in our own bodies.
Shut up, David.
That's why I was laughing at earlier.
Yeah, we are outnumbered in our own bodies by single-cell organisms. Most of the cells in and on our bodies are not us.
Yep.
Which is why the whole idea of you don't double dip, that's the same as like putting your whole mouth into the dip. You add more germs to it. It's just like, okay, yeah, but if you do add germs, it's outnumbered by the germs that's already in there. And if you are really concerned about like germs that you say no to double dipping, what good is your immune system for?
Right?
What's double dipping?
Double dip.
You dip your chip in the thing, you take a bite, you dip your chip in the thing, and take another bite.
The same chip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And technically, that whole scene, the disgusting scene right at the beginning of the 13th Warrior, where they've got the big water bowl and they're all washing their mouth out and they're like spraying their snot in there and shit. Mm-hmm. That is technically good for us.
Yep.
That is technically how you keep
That's how you
healthy.
Build immunity, yes.
Yes.
You share the good bacteria with each other, and it helps defeat all the bad bacteria that you're all going to be coming into contact with. So you're actually keeping like your whole, like your group, your social group that you're with, you're keeping them healthy by sharing each other's nasty.
I mean, also
we think of it as gross, but technically that's actually what we need.
But also later on in that movie, when after Antonio Banderas got like injured, what like she was applying to his forehead to the wound was like a cow piss boiled down, and so it's like ammonia there.
Yeah,
that's a good movie. I still like that movie.
Yeah, that wasn't a good movie, but it's I like it, but it's not good. Let's be honest, it's not good. It's utter bollocks.
I'm disagreeing with you on that.
I love it. It's one of my favorite movies.
There's nothing historically accurate about that pile of crap.
I'm not saying it was good in historical accuracy.
I have no idea whether or not it's historically accurate. But it was a badass movie.
It was a badass movie.
I liked it too.
I mean, the scene where it's just like, first we're just hearing it in that kind of like language, but slowly we hear some like English words in it, and the montage thing, and then eventually
that was cool,
English.
but that's not realistic. But it's okay.
It's a movie.
It's a movie about Vikings.
Yeah.
and a Muslim wise man.
Yeah.
Played by Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's Antonio Banderas in it. Who am I kidding? I'm watching it.
So anyway, I think that's a good time to like call it, because like we can go on for like more.
Yeah, I
like,
think Antonio Banderas is hot is a good way to finish something.
So I'm gonna like go through my plugs. Letrano has like the
through my plugs, not on camera, please.
He's talking about his hair plugs. God.
Von Rex says, I'm still not put my tongue into a vagina, but I guess I'd be willing to suck a cock that's been in one.
Okay, that's fair. So Von Rex is not
TMI, Von Rex. TMI.
But that's a good thing, because like there's some people that be like against like bi men for that reason.
You do
for
you.
That sort of thing. So in the description of our right now is Isaiah Taylor's channel, who was earlier in the call, the Sinister Intelligence. He has a video. He has 2 videos up. Check out the video.
Yeah, they're blocked in my country.
Oh,
because they mentioned Nazis?
No, because there's copyright bullshit.
Oh, that's terrible. Incognito tab or something like that, or VPN. Anyway, but
VPNs are expensive.
Oh, you can find free ones.
Yeah, the Tunnel Bear. And also it's Miss Andrea Amazon. I'm someone.
We'll talk about that on.
Off the air, I see. No uncoded messages over open channel.
Anyways,
and I'm Summer Geek with the YouTube channel Summer Geek. I'm posting up more videos up there on Summer Geek on Twitch, where I'll be streaming, and might not be this week, but maybe later today. And Summer Geek on Twitter, where I post a lot of things, like something that is utterly cute. Don't you agree? Now, John Brockman, take it away.
I participate in another podcast, Dungeons and Debacles. D&D podcast hosted by my friend Kevin. Heck of a lot of fun. Completely different from this one. We are fighting an evil red dragon cult. We are saving the world.
This time you are the good guys.
Yes, we are once again the good guys.
Have you arrived at the dragon yet?
What's that?
Are you arrived? Have you arrived at the dragon?
No, that's probably going to be what we fight when we turn level 20. No, the end of the story.
Okay, so in 2 years.
We've already been playing for 4, so no, more like in 5 years.
No, same. With my D&D party, we've been playing for 5 years, and we're just level 22 now. So, and we are going to fight Orcus soon.
Okay, I think that is everything. So let us go ahead and call it a day. Don't forget to take your meds, everyone. Stay hydrated, and maybe masturbate a little.
Also, links in the description for the how about the
yes,
Texans.
there are links in the description to help you if you want to help out people in Texas.
3 hours, David.